Okay. So, do we have to push anything? I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
no, you're on already.
Okay.
Right in front there.
Sturbridge Board of Health notice of a public hearing of June 11th at 6 o'clock. Sturbridge Board of Health will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Veterans Hall at Town Hall, 308 Main Street, Sturbridge, Mass. This public hearing is pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 22F, to consider changes to the Sturbridge Board of Health pay-as-you-throw, trash bag fees, and non-recyclable items disposal fees at the Sturbridge Recycling Center and landfill. The proposed changes may be viewed on the Board of Health website here at www.sturbridge.gov/board-health. Comments on the proposed changes may be made in person at the hearing or in writing and delivered to the Board of Health Department office at 301 Main Street, Sturbridge, Mass. 01566. Okay, so I know that you guys had received the packet of all the different fees.
Yep.
And do you guys want to, I'll open it up for discussion. So, I mean, this started, I actually asked Laura to look it up, and I kind of remembered the dates, but
Yeah, I remember the
but
last
it
one.
started in 2011, is when we started the pay-as-you-throw program.
Yes, I actually went back and I was able to find a couple of sets of minutes from late 2010, so November 2010, and then early January 2011 that discussed.
That's when we had the hearings.
The prep
Yeah,
for
yeah,
starting
right,
the pay-as-you-throw
yeah, that's when we had the hearings.
And then the other documents we had on file indicated that it sort of came together
Right.
at the end of 2011.
So we actually haven't had any changes in fees since 2011, and now that we have, well, a lot of additional costs at the landfill and recycling center, it's only prudent that the reason we started the pay-as-you-throw program was so that it would actually be the most equitable way to actually, the people that use the landfill recycling center would pay for those fees. So that's why we started it. So.
Okay, yeah, I am one of those people, and I'm gonna throw this back to our town agent about, let's just begin with the throw trash bags. And to me, as just a consumer, somebody that uses the landfill, and I'm noticing 100% increase in cost. And so I wanted to just make it clear to everyone why we're doing this. Are there some details that people need to know besides the 13-year gap? Why we're
I think the
doubling?
most thing is just tell a consumer to go in the store and buy trash bags. I sold them. Resin's up through the roof, polyethylene's up through the roof. The cost of a bag is up like 40%.
You're talking about the specific bag
The
cost.
actual bag itself is
Cost?
gone
Yeah.
through the
Okay.
roof.
Well, we now have to dispose of our own leachate, okay?
Oh, yeah.
The leachate costs.
Okay.
So that's something that
How
wasn't
is
done in
that
the
disposed
past.
of then? Maybe people want to hear that.
Because of the enterprise fund for the wastewater treatment plant, we're supposed to actually pay the wastewater treatment plant for disposal. Somehow it was missed over all the years, and it just went there, and we never paid for it. I think there were some trade-offs in the past. I think the town administrator is trying to improve some of the management policies that happened in the past that she's trying to correct. So I believe that that's part of the reason why we are doing this now. It's the right thing to do from an accounting point of view, since that's an enterprise fund. The other cost that we have now is just general maintenance. Also, all the cost of our employees down there continue to go up.
Is inflation a problem? Is that, how much has that affected?
I don't know, I wouldn't say inflation, but we have a lot of cost and burdens based on,
What we could get out of that. too.
like, now we have to test for PFAS. That was never done before, okay? That's a new regulation. So as the feds and the state actually increase the amount of regulations that we have to comply with to be an open landfill and the recycling center, we have to pay those costs. So PFAS is a new one for us. We also have the engineers that come now as our third party, the third party
Oh, a third-party inspection.
reports
Yeah.
and inspections that we have to have done now. That was not done in 2011. It wasn't a requirement in 2011.
Wonder, what about the point, we were actually selling some stuff that we made money on?
Well, that's not the
Which one?
recycling side. I'm talking specifically the landfill costs have
Costs, okay.
changed dramatically. As far as the other things, yes, those.
we made money.
That has changed because the hauling costs have gone
Right.
up. So as we sell cardboard, when you look at the cardboard, what we get paid for, and then with the hauling cost,
We're not making
there's
any.
kind of, we're not really making money there anymore, you could say. It's a commodities business, so you can't rely on, oh, we're making all this money on cardboard because it's a commodity and it
It's the
changes.
recycle part?
That's the recycling center.
Yeah.
I'm talking, the pay-as-you-throw program was
Yes.
specifically for the landfill.
Yes.
Because not everybody that uses the recycle center necessarily use the landfill. We don't charge to use the recycling center except for large items like televisions, refrigerators, demolition debris, construction and demolition, mattresses. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff. Anyway, but those are the things that we do charge for because it cost us tires.
Yeah, that's on
It
the
cost
next
us money
one.
to get rid of it, so we basically, we charge them basically what we're charged to get rid of the stuff. So there's really, we're not making money on that.
What,
If you
let's
had a
say,
private hauler, for example, if you had a private hauler
Yes.
in town,
that's what I'd like to know.
if you had a private hauler and you wanted a refrigerator or something like that, they will actually come and do that, but you have to notify them, and they're actually, their cost is gonna be a lot
Oh,
more.
it's a lot higher than bringing it in.
It's a lot more for that than if you do it at the recycling
Well, that's a
center.
good point. So the trash bags themselves, you could have, the options for people in town would be the landfill project, the municipal landfill, or what is the other
The
option?
trash bags are specifically for the landfill.
Okay.
You don't have
Okay.
to buy trash bags if you have a different hauler picking.
Right.
You're picking it up.
What-
Yeah.
So this 100% increase, is that still a good deal for people in contrast to the competition? Or-
So we actually Ken actually has a little study that we researched, and Ken, I'll let you take that floor.
Okay.
Sure.
good.
Yeah, we talked about this not too long ago and looked into it, so if you're paying the current rate of $1 a bag for the larger bag, and if, going on the average, and we discussed this, a bag and a half of trash a week, which is not out of the norm for a two-person or three-person family, you're looking at 78 bags over the course of 52 weeks. That would be a $78 cost. Even doubling this and going to $2 a bag, which is literally $1 and $2 are our nearest neighbors as far as what they can come up with. We are by far the cheapest thing in Worcester County. So even going to $2 a bag, that will double your cost to $156 a year for your trash disposal.
Which is
Our
nothing
in-town
compared.
trash, if you're going for private haulers, they're ranging from about $145 to $180 a quarter.
A quarter.
A quarter, yeah, so it's closer to, almost
Oh.
five to 600 a year.
So that $156
A lot of
for
times
the
that
year,
doesn't- yeah.
that's about a 75% savings than going to a
Yeah.
private
That's a good
hauler.
number.
So,
Hey, that's very important for
No,
people
yeah,
to
yeah.
understand.
Now,
I
the thing
completely
is
understand
this,
that, yeah.
We're here to discuss the pricing, so
Yes.
just because we're talking about going from $1 to $2, we don't have to. We could decide tonight,
Tonight to go to
we want to go
$1
to $1.50 and not $2.
On this one, right? Okay.
Right, but considering that we wait 11 years and so to actually change our fees, and then looking at the surrounding communities and what they're charging, we're one of the few communities that actually gives you the option to use the smaller bag. I don't think any other communities do allow a smaller bag. We're like one of the few.
You can still get them, I know you can get them in Warren. I don't know where else you can get them, but I know Warren still has a 2 size, but they're the same thing, it's $1, $2, it's a 50% increase for the larger bag.
Right. So I mean, we're the cheapest by far of any other town. And like I said, we've kept that pricing. I did reach out to some people that I do know that actually use the recycling center and the landfill, just my personal people I know, and said, hey, what do you think? They said, no, I agree, it's fine. What we're trying to do, and what we had tried to do when we did the pay-as-you-throw, is as much as possible, the people, it's almost a user's fee. So if you're using it, then you should be paying for it.
You would be paying to have somebody
Yeah.
pick it up.
Right, and the difference would be is, otherwise, all the taxpayers are paying for individuals.
People who are bringing it.
Yeah, so this way, it's the most equitable way of if you use it, you pay for it, if you don't use it. We're still not charging anyone, like a lot of towns do, to actually physically go to the recycle center. Some towns actually charge a
Yeah, they
permit
say
just
it's
to go to the recycle
A
center.
permit's free, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the permit's still free. It's just as regulations change, and they're gonna probably continue to change, our cost for leachate has changed. Our cost, not only the leachate pumping, because that's a separate company, but also now we have to take it to the wastewater treatment plant.
So we pay the town for that.
And we have to test for the PFAS now, which we didn't have to in the past.
But also, again, I think the key thing is the other option compared to this. If someone wanted to do
Well, that's
it,
true.
this is
That's
a
true.
great deal.
Yeah, no,
Even
it's-
at this price, this is,
It's
you can't
still-
get anything better than
No.
this. So,
And I think it
and after
does-
11 years, I mean,
I think it does actually, I know people who use it that are like fastidious, I mean, recyclers, and they also compost as well.
yeah,
So, I mean, you could really get your trash down to very, very little if you
if you
are
wanted to do that,
conscientious
yeah.
of doing
There's
that.
people doing that, yeah.
So,
And I
I
also-
mean, it really kind of improves the
Maybe-
recycling.
yes, sir.
They also address the other things that we do, so people know what this pay-as-you-throw money is actually.
Sure, yep.
Because we are covering to alleviate some of the burden for taxpayers, so we're not asking for some of the money through our
From the general fund.
general fund ask every year. So our annual surveying is being covered under this.
Under this? Okay.
Funding this. It is funding some of the leachate costs when we get close, like this month, we have overages, it's taking care of that. It's helping us with litter control, so we're purchasing portions of that. The intent moving forward, since we don't own a bulldozer, is this money is gonna help with the rental of the dozer, because we know we're gonna need that 1 or 2 times a year to do,
Crushing.
sculpting and grade setting.
Maintaining.
Yep, doing some grades. So it's offsetting quite a few things that alleviates having to go back and ask for
From the
more
finance committee and
more
the
taxpayer
taxpayers,
money. Yeah,
right.
so the
It's funding.
user funding is helping to alleviate the complete taxpayer funding on that.
Right, the taxpayer burden,
Yes,
right.
yeah.
That was really the goal of this, so
Well,
it's not 100% there, but it's getting a lot better.
Well, I think that's been a good discussion, and there may be people over the next weeks or so, over the summer, maybe on Station 191 to hear about this discussion and understand the reason for this increase in cost. I'm one of them, but there are many more, and how it is actually very cost-effective, and I think you've gone through 4 or 5 reasons that I've heard today that make it very sensible to go ahead and increase the cost to $2 a bag from $1 a bag. So
Okay.
I think this is actually a good demonstration of
What about the small bags?
public
Do you want to
would like to
go
hear.
to, do you want to change the rate on the small bags and the large bags?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we change the rate on the small
Well, we're
bags.
still in discussion,
You gotta wait till you finish discussion, right?
Yeah.
Or you want
Yeah.
to, well, we can do, You can make a motion and then come back to it, right, as a question.
Yeah, you make a
Yeah,
motion.
yeah, you can do it, you can do it that way.
Okay, I make a motion that we increase the cost from the small bag, from let's see, the small bag is only
50
50
cents.
cents.
50
50
cents
cents.
to $1.
Right.
And the large bag from $1 to $2.
30 gallons is a pretty large
That's a
bag.
pretty good sized bag.
It's a good sized bag,
It's a
yeah.
very sturdy bag, I like the bags.
Okay.
So then you can open for discussion.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none.
None. I'll second.
Do you have any other?
No.
Okay, Ken?
No, I have, nope, I didn't know, do you want to
All right,
vote
wait,
now, or do you
wait,
want to
wait.
leave it open for a while in case anybody wants to come in?
Yeah, you want to wait until
Yeah, I
after
mean-
the other thing and then officially do it?
Yeah, why don't we
Let's
do
do
that?
it that way in
And-
case
and-
somebody shows
And here's
up.
the other thing, we have to decide on a time frame, and I think we need to discuss the time frame as well of
Okay.
when that would start. I asked Ken a little bit about that because the bag folks, we need to do it with the bag people that we get the bags from. They have to then, it goes into the system so that when you go to Stop and Shop and you purchase your next bags, all the bags that are at Stop and Shop right now are at the old fees.
Okay.
When they run out of their bags, and I don't know, we don't know what inventory they have right now.
Can we get that?
I can get a better feel of the
Yeah,
inventory
I
right
mean,
now.
what we can do is agree to raise it and
Yep.
date to be decided, and we can do it that way.
We can do that way. They take a little bit of time to get through their system.
Yeah, they gotta
and
get through
stuff.
their system,
So
yeah.
when I talked to them about a month ago, just an idea for you guys, September 1 is probably the earliest that it makes it feasible for the administratively
That
to
makes
get it,
sense.
cycle stuff through. So I would say anytime September 1 or after, you guys can set for the new fees.
Okay.
That would.
Now, do we want to, do we have to look at the other fees and do those now too? Or is
Yeah, we
that
should
a
go
Is that
separate-
the
We should go
same,
through-
one?
yep.
You want to do it as the same one or separate?
Just go through and talk about that.
I think we should look
Now,
at the
let's
next
open it
fees,
up then.
Yeah, and you guys got,
Because this is for the whole facility, this hearing. This
Right,
isn't,
okay.
yeah, this is for everything.
If I understand it, what in red was the old one, okay? And if not, we didn't make a change,
Yeah,
okay?
So for the non-recyclable item disposal, there's a separate sheet in your
So,
packet that has the original cost in red.
Can I'm gonna read this because I know people can't see it unless they go online. Oh, okay, I'm gonna just go through it line by line if that's okay with you guys?
Then we can
Yes.
do it category by category if there's any
Yeah, so
questions.
for
Okay.
LC, television flat screens, all screens are measured diagonally. So under 26 inches, we're doing the fee at $15. 27 to 30 inches, $20 is the new fee. It used-
no.
No, that's
Oh,
the
that's the
old.
original fee. I got you.
I
I'm
knew
sorry.
it, I was gonna knew it.
The original fee was $20 and it'll be 25 now. 32 inches is $30, the old fee was $25. 32 inches or 100 pounds, $40, it used to be $30. CRT televisions, tube televisions,
They're on none.
I don't,
Nothing's changing.
Nothing's changing.
there's nothing changing there probably because
Excuse me.
we're.
They're on none.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Just a question, I don't know what TV sizes are, but under 20, I wonder if that's the correct writing, English on there, under 26?
Inches.
Inches, and then 27 and over, what if it's 26 inches?
Well, I think it's.
26 and
Oh, I
under.
see what you're saying, it should be 26 and under, not under 26, yeah.
26 and under,
Yeah,
Yeah, I can update that.
we'll fix that, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if the same thing happens with 30 to 32.
But 27 to 30 is a group.
Is it, that's how they
That's a
count?
group, yeah, then you go to 32, and then it's 32,
Yeah.
and,
Okay,
and just as a point, if you wanted somebody to come to pick this up, it's like $100.
Yeah, no, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
I mean, I do know that the churches and sometimes
Right, they have
they
that,
do
yeah.
an electronics type thing, but, you know, they,
okay.
And even that's more expensive than us.
Yeah.
Is it?
At the church, it's more expensive.
okay,
Well, because they use them as fundraisers.
Yeah.
yeah.
So may I make a suggestion or a comment that at least so the general public knows? These fees here are direct correlation to the exact cost it takes.
The
us to-
cost that, we're not, we're
yeah,
not making
we're not
any
making
money
any
on
money.
this, yeah.
Right.
So if you guys want to, we could do it
So that's,
group by group and vote on it group by group, like LCD, unless you wanna do it.
I would
wait till
do
we're-
it at the end unless we
Do the-
really have a problem with one that
Okay.
we'll
All right.
discuss.
So,
Computers, I guess.
I guess there might still be some of these CRT television with the wood console, any of them.
Yeah.
The price has not changed, $50 to $60. Rear projection television, large, $60 to $70.
You remember those?
Actually, I think
That's like
I
25 years old.
I think I actually have one in my basement still.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a big,
Sony, yeah.
vintage, vintage.
Computer monitor flat, 8 inches,
which is tiny.
$10. 10 to 26 inches, $20.
Staying the same, okay, yeah, 20.
CRT computer monitor. These would be the older ones, up to 17 inches, $15. 19 to 21 inches, $20. 22 inches to 25 inches, $25. Computer towers, all of them, $5. Laptop computer, all of them, $5.
Excuse me, can I just make a point on that? Is the previous laptop computer was $25?
Yes, that's what it
Well, that's
says
a
here.
huge, huge savings on a very common item.
Maybe, I do know, and somebody can investigate this further, but I think Best Buy and places like that will actually take your old computers
They will.
back from you.
Staples will take, yeah, a lot of.
Staples will take it.
Like, so printers and things like that.
Okay.
So,
You could
just so
take
the public
pieces.
knows, you could take your stuff to,
Others,
yes,
other
if
suppliers.
you don't wanna pay
And
for
they
it.
take it apart if there's used
Well,
to
they're
be
taking
pieces
the.
of gold
they're-
inside
yeah,
of it
they're
at one
taking
time,
the
yeah.
precious metals
Those and
out.
stuff.
Printers, print only, $5. I don't know what that means, print only.
It only prints. It doesn't
Oh, I
scan,
gotcha,
it doesn't
gotcha.
photostat, it doesn't do
They
it.
don't have dot matrix on here, but line printers, I used to sell those a long time ago, okay. Medium print, scan copy, $10. Large print, scan copy, $15. Photocopier, office photocopier, all
Yeah, that's-
$50, and we used to charge $100. Microwave, small, $10. We used to charge 15. Large, $15.
So that's a down, okay.
Miscellaneous electronics, small. Small VCR DVD cassette player, $5. Medium wood VCR DVD, $10. Wood console, seat, VCR, DVD, etc., $30. What the heck is
Electronic
this?
fireplace.
Electronic fireplace, okay,
We must have-
$10.
I got one question as well. Do we have a list of how many things we take in? Do they keep it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm assuming the ones when that change in price, we're not getting any anyway, right? So that's,
Some that aren't changing, so what this changes, just, so a variety of our purveyors have obviously increased prices. Some of them, they weren't broken out, but this is a much more comprehensive list than we've ever had.
Right.
And as you see, some of them were higher, and we brought it down to lower, so like
Lower.
laptops, it's cost less to do it, so where we're not gouging people or trying to make money, so where it was $25, we're charging $5, where it was $100 for photocopiers, it's down to $50, because that's what we're being charged, so some have gone down.
yeah,
Some
and
have come
because
up.
when we did this the last time, some of these were new items and stuff
Yep.
that was
All right,
new.
Ken, so here,
Good.
here's a discrepancy, this is, I'm not really sure what this means. So white goods are stuff like refrigerators, microwaves, stuff like that, right?
Is that what we'll call it?
Ken? But they have here white goods all $10, but then they break it down, so
Then you
to
gotta buy
me, I don't,
three
I
on.
don't understand the all
So
part.
the white goods you're looking at that are gonna be more like washing machines and dryers and that kind of stuff, that pressed stuff, so then when you get into white goods with Freon, we have another charge, because they've gotta come take the Freon out before they,
So why don't you just put a note next to it that it's a what, you know, it says white goods.
Okay, well, we don't have it anywhere else here, so that'd be like a washer dryer.
Washer, dryer,
washer,
okay.
dryer.
So basically, all white goods, and this is a phenomenal deal, actually,
You kidding me?
$10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's actually a really great deal, because I think if you called up any of
minimum
our
50.
haulers.
Anybody,
yeah,
it's minimum
yeah.
$50.
Hot water tank, small, $5. Large, $10. Humidifier, $5. Now, white goods that have Freon, air conditioner, dehumidifier, $10. Refrigerator, no door, $10. With a door, well,
They charge to take the door off.
You take the door off, okay.
$15 with the door.
All right.
Large items,
This is subjective stuff, yeah.
all right, so we have some interesting ones here. Boat, canoe, are these like, I guess they don't float anymore? Nobody
Evidently.
wants them?
I have the original one that we did years ago, yeah, and it just said boat canoe.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
must have gotten one in before.
We must have got one in at one time.
So under 10 feet, $15.
Can I suggest, excuse me, can I suggest, I think what they would have today would be a kayak and a canoe. A boat,
Well, I think this
Have rowboat.
is boat/canoe, and then below it's rowboat, and then,
With no motor.
right.
Yeah, so I would say you could say boat, canoe, and kayak.
Yeah, I think we just add
Just put
kayak.
kayak, yeah, no big
Yeah,
deal.
we could just add kayak. I think it's going by the size primarily. So under 10 feet, $15, 12 feet, 20, 14 feet, 25. I guess they're not saying if it's more than that, but
Most canoes in that,
how about boats?
There's
Yeah.
some 17-foot canoes, but you don't see them off that often.
Rowboats,
No
no
mo-
motor, 10 feet, $50. No
so we
motor.
brought them down.
We brought that down from $75
Wow.
to $100. No motor, 12-foot rowboat, $75. It used to be $100 to $150.
Look at big,
No motor, 16-foot, $100.
used to be,
That used to be $200 to
yeah,
$250.
that's a good
that's hard to
savings.
understand. That, a lot of these boats are aluminum.
They're aluminum.
Oh, I
So
see.
that's, aluminum must be more valuable now than it was.
It would probably go into metals.
Yeah, when we ship
I
it.
think that they would be
Unless
worth more.
unless there's fiberglass boats.
In fact, they're old aluminum, they're heavy aluminum.
But that's the cost it's costing us to move it, right?
Well, it could be fiberglass too.
So, yeah.
And fiberglass.
Now, for us to come down that much, I think we must have looked, that's what it's
I
costing
have a
us to get
feeling
rid
that
of
we're
them.
not getting many of them.
Yeah, needed a while, but,
Okay,
okay.
so
As
I
long
just-
as that's what we're being
I
charged,
mean,
I'm
all the
fine.
years that I've never, I mean, you'd have to ask John the last time we saw a boat at the recycle center.
I've got to put it in the backyard.
Exercise machine,
That's a good price. That's a real good price.
$10. A grill, if it's dirty, it's $10. To put it in the take it or leave it
Take it or
shack,
leave
and
it if
people
it's
will
good.
take it, Yeah.
Okay.
Tires, no rim, 23 inches, $5. All tires measured from the outside diameter, 24 inches, $5, 26 inches, $5, 31 inches, $12. That price has gone up from 12 to 6. Everything else stayed the same or went down.
All right.
Oh, except 23 inch. Used to be $2, it's now $5. Lawn mower tires, small, $3. Lawn mower tires, large, $4. Tires with rims, 23 inches, $5. We used to charge 13.
And we're making it the same as no rim.
Correct.
Okay,
24 inches, $5. Same price as with rim.
right.
With rim 26 inches, $6. We used to charge $16, so that's gone down. 31 inches, $15. It used to be 25. Lawn mower tires, small, $5. Now, Ken, oh, with a rim
That's
is
with the rim.
$5, okay. Lawn mower tires, large with the rim, $5. Okay. Construction, a sink. This is large bathroom porcelain fiberglass type sinks, $5. Toilet, $5. Tub, $10. Stand-up shower, $15 to $20. Tub shower, $20 to $30. Construction burnables load, a truckload, car trunk. I'm sorry, this is truckload and car trunk. Well, truckload could be a lot more than a trunk load, Ken. I'm not sure about this.
No, what
Yeah,
they're
so why don't we
saying
take-
is-
Why don't we take the truck out there and just put per load?
Per load, yeah, because
that?
you can bring it in by car or
Per
truck.
load, then it'd be car
Yeah,
trunk,
just do it
small
per
SUV.
load.
Because a truck, load is a lot larger
Than
than
a
a trunk load in a car.
Yeah, he just changes it to per load.
Change it to per load, and then there'd be
That's it.
cars.
So it doesn't matter if you're in a truck,
No, or a trunk, they charge, it's the same thing.
$15.
Yeah.
Or just your car trunk.
For all loads, no cardboard, no chemicals. Small SUV, $30. Medium SUV, $35. Large SUV, $40. Okay, here it says add $10 for overhang from bed, $20 for a full cab. 4-foot pickup bed van, $30. 6-foot pickup bed van,
35.
$35. 8-foot pickup van, $45. Small dump truck, $85 to $130.
That's fair.
Trailer, $75 to $130. A half a ton truck. Are we really getting half-ton trucks?
I was
in
gonna say,
there?
are they coming into us with that?
We're
or
not-
going to a
you're not-
regular dump. We
You're
must
not,
get
you're not
some.
usually allowed to have any commercial vehicles in our recycle center, honestly. That's been kind of like a policy, I'd say. So if you're driving a commercial vehicle, you're not allowed to be dumping stuff in there. It's kind of like personal vehicles only.
Unless a person has a half truck, which they could.
They could.
They could, it's possible.
Well, they
Half-ton
could have
trucks-
a spare weekend job too, or something.
Half-ton truck, well, the problem is that we want people to do it for their personal use and not be doing it commercially. So
Commercially.
if you're going and cleaning out houses, or you're a handyman doing stuff all over the place, and you could be working all over the place, all over the state, or out of state, or whatever. We just don't want you using it as a commercial, for commercial purposes.
Should we state that in here?
I really do think so, because that has been a problem.
You know what, I'm looking at the
Periodically.
real old one, we never, it just said construction debris originally back in.
Right, and it was
So
an
why don't we
eyeball
put a
thing.
thing there that it has to, not commercial?
Yeah, because I know that we've had issues in the
Yeah.
past.
Okay,
People
then
are
it's
trying to
right
use
here.
it commercially.
Okay.
And we have to kind of like, if it's
Commercial
like,
loads,
if it's
not-
like so-and-so's junk service and they're coming in every
Yep.
week with a dump,
So how do you want to word it on that, so she can put it in?
non-commercial.
Yeah, it's gotta be non-commercial, yeah.
So my question is,
So if somebody has a logo or something, or if you could tell, John definitely knows, if there's people that you could tell that are taking advantage, like they didn't just remodel their own bathroom, but they do this for a living.
They probably have commercial plates, I'm assuming.
No, well,
And
or
could
they,
if they're not,
they might
yeah.
have a logo on there or
Yeah.
something else.
so the question I have is, would you like that, like, no commercial use, your, residential, non-commercial use? only?
Residential.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
residential.
Construction burnables, or for the whole, as
You
sort
know,
of
that's a
applied to
good
the whole
point.
list?
It's supposed to be for the whole list.
Yeah, why don't we
It has to
put
be
it
for
on
the
the
whole
top of the
list.
whole?
It is for the whole list.
That's a
Yeah,
good
so we
point.
can just add it.
Yes,
for a
no commercial.
Right, and that'll
Use,
solve anything,
yeah.
because people could be ringing refrigerators and stuff, yeah, okay. Let's see what we had here.
Now, those prices aren't right, Ken.
Which ones? On the bags?
So here's the problem with the construction burnables trash bags. You're talking about a 40-gallon black contractor trash bag, right? It doesn't say anything else about the other side. It says light, medium, heavy. I mean, I know we don't have scales, but here's the problem that you're gonna have. When we just did the pay-as-you-throw, for
Yeah, was it-
example, right?
What kind of bag is that?
The size of the bag,
33 gallon.
and then we're only charging $5.
Well, you only charge them 5 here for the light,
I mean,
right?
This is burnable and not for landfill.
I understand that, but I have a feeling that, so I guess if you had drywall, and you're not supposed to be putting that into that anyway, isn't it? Like gypsum, you're not allowed to.
Why?
I thought we weren't allowed to take in the gypsum.
C&D, we take construction and demolition material. Yeah.
So I guess if you have a small bag.
We can't take C and D into our landfill.
Into the
No, I definitely know that. I
Yeah.
definitely know that. But I'm saying for the 40-gallon black contractor trash bag, so there's a different place for the burnables as construction demolition. They're two separate containers, Ken.
I didn't make this list, this came from John.
Okay.
This isn't for me, this is from John.
No, I understand.
So what are you
So,
suggesting?
I don't know if we want to say, okay, so the problem that people will have is when they go down there and someone says, oh, that's a light bag, or that's a heavy bag, or that's a medium
No,
bag.
no, but they're calling these contractor bags. They're not the same bags.
I understand that. No, I get that. The problem is that, and I've talked to people that use the recycling center, if it's subjectory, like if it's kind of arbitrary in a way, of like saying, oh, that's a heavy bag, that's a light bag, blah, blah, blah kind of bag. I think it should just be, I don't care if it's light, heavy, or whatever. If you're putting in a 40-gallon bag, then just charge whatever you're gonna charge for it.
I mean, the difference is the mill rate of the bag. That's what
How
it's
are we weighing the bag?
No,
And
no,
you're
it's not
saying
made. It's how they're made. That's how the business segregates them. A light one's 1.5, a medium is 3.0, and a heavy could be up to 4.5 to 5.
I
So
think-
they
but I think
hold
No,
more.
he's not talking about milliliter, he's not talking about the
I think he's
thickness
talking
of the
about
bag.
weight.
He's talking about like, it's a heavy bag.
I don't know. I agree with it then. You can't figure out what.
Well, what I'm
unless
saying
somebody's-
is it's kind of subjective then.
Yeah, he's doing it by eyesight then.
Well, he's doing it by saying, oh, that's heavy, but what I'm saying is,
And let me say this,
I mean, it's.
I know they're using it down there, but if they're getting into the point where we get a lot of these bags coming in, or if it's not cost effective for them, that's what they make the dumpster services for.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So if you wanna go that route, then my suggestion is to scratch the medium and light bag and go to a $20 heavy bag. Just leave, just a 40-gallon black contractor trash bag. Skip the weights, cause that's subjective, we don't have a scale.
or just say $15. I mean, you can go somewhere in between the 10 and the 20.
Okay?
Or go to 15 and call everything heavy, yeah.
So scratch the light, medium, and heavy, just go to the black contractor bag for $15.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Does that
Yes,
make the most sense? That way, John,
My suggestion as well is to find, so the other one is that if they try to sneak it into the other stuff,
Yeah, that should be,
I think that should be $25.
Yeah.
what now, John?
The next one.
I think that the one.
the next line.
The fine that goes with this.
Fine, $5 is
So
a
instead of
joke.
putting it into where they're supposed to pay for it, if they try and
Oh, I
sneak it
got
through
you. Yeah,
pay
yeah,
as you
yeah.
It
throw.
has to be 25, at least.
At least.
Yeah, you gotta make it, I mean, 5 is like, they're paying.
So I will tell you one thing that I have seen down there. I've seen people drive in, throw the bags in, pay as you throw, and drive out, which means they're not recycling at all, because they're not stopping to do any recycling. And I really think that they need to do a better job of monitoring that, because,
Oh, you can't stop them from doing that.
well, yes, you can. You could tell them that they're no longer allowed to use a recycle center at all.
Well, I just,
What
I
I'm
mean,
saying is that in order to use the landfill, you're supposed to be recycling. You're not allowed to just like dump whatever you want because you're paying for bags.
I think there's if I could just say, I think there may be a difference in someone who always just throws bags in and never recycles versus people who occasionally, and this happens,
Yeah,
your recycling takes time. Putting the bag in takes no time. If you're busy, sometimes you just put the bag in.
If they have a pickup truck and they take out
They do.
5 bags, right? And it all is going into
They're not recycling.
they're not recycling, you can
That
actually,
happens,
you can
know,
actually,
But how are
week.
you gonna do that? How are you gonna control that?
well, let
You're
me
gonna-
tell
You're
you.
gonna have a guard there?
Well, they're supposed to, they're
You have a
supposed
guard,
to.
he's supposed to be there, we
There's
monitor.
supposed to be someone there, and in the past, when we had somebody that people really knew, like really watched, they used to hear like glass breaking when they would be
So
thrown in.
that's what that is
You-
not this. What you're saying is, we have a system and then the people are not following it. So therefore, that's a people problem.
Right.
Okay.
So when,
that's
I mean, they're
on
talking
our
about,
side. It's
I'm only
people on
bringing
our
this,
side.
I'm only bringing this up because we're talking about fining people for using contractor bags.
Yeah, I am.
and pay as you throw. There should be something similar if you are not recycling and
But you have to be warned first. Someone has to tell them
we
to
used
stop
to,
doing it.
we used to warn them. Do you remember the letters we used to have to
Yeah,
sign and
what
John
I'm
would?
saying is, that's got nothing to do with this. The question is, if we're not doing the right job down there by telling people, you can't just tell them, we saw you one day not recycling, you can't come here anymore. You're gonna wind up with a
No,
lawsuit.
there is a warning. We had that system in place.
What happened to it?
John used to write down the
And
plates
what
or
happened to that
the,
system?
we used to send them letters and tell them that they're being
Again, what
warned.
happened to that system? It's gone.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we don't have anyone that's really monitoring it now.
Well, we need to go
Actually,
to
that's
that.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now you're getting
But
back to my
now you're
point.
talking about personnel and
Yeah,
everything
well,
else
that's
that we
what
have
I'm
an
saying,
issue.
as opposed to
So,
just what
yeah.
the pricing is.
Right.
See what I'm saying? If we have the people doing the right thing, hopefully we catch this. But I,
Just so everyone knows, you're supposed to be recycling if you're
yeah,
using a
there you go.
landfill.
And it's $25 on this end.
And if you don't recycle, we're gonna charge you $25.
Okay. All right, so this, if
And
you,
wait a minute, let me tell you something. They actually used to rip open the bags to see if you were recycling in the past.
Okay.
All right, he used
I don't know if we wanna
to
go
rip
that-
open the bags and look to see, Ken, were you here when we had that person that worked down there?
No, we had the same system in Warren. We go out, we take once a quarter, we go out there and
Yes.
slash bags and take a
Yes.
look.
How you doing? You can, yeah, this is it. You're gonna sit right there.
Yeah.
You guys grab a seat.
We're still in our hearing for,
While you guys are waiting, there's a little sign if you don't mind. Sign it.
so,
So that's something
we're
we
gonna
should look
talk
at.
about the 40-gallon black contractor trash bag,
As one price.
$15 across the board,
Board, okay.
right? Okay.
That's fine.
Then we have, the fine for disposing. I think we agree with that, right?
25.
25. Okay, construction single items, wood furniture, small, $5, cabinet, dresser, large, $10. Doors, wood, $10, glass door, standard, $10, glass window, standard, $15, glass, 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, what is that?
Ken, what is that?
What is that?
I'm gonna
Was that
say
there from the last time?
a 5-gallon, I mean, can't that go with our glass? I'm not really sure what that is, so I don't know.
It
That-
wasn't even on the last one. It was just window glass before.
I think he's giving it a volume, because I don't think there was.
Yeah, I mean,
think
what
it
is
was-
that, people bring
I don't think there was.
glass?
Yeah, I don't think there was a volume before, so if you have busted glass or if you have window panes or whatever else, if you're filling up, I think he's giving a volume, because he's realizing that you just can't.
Okay,
All right.
I guess we can,
I would
I'm
leave it
trying to
then.
understand that.
so, wait
Go
one
ahead.
second. I wonder on, we have these listings for construction, construction burnable, construction burnables, construction single.
Some are different.
Yeah, but could we put personal construction or something?
Oh, we're gonna say everything is only for.
We said that
The whole
before.
recycling center is only.
Only for us.
residential use, non-commercial.
We said that's how we're gonna put it on the top for
For everything.
everything.
Big letters, in big letters.
Big letters.
For everything, yeah.
Okay, big letters.
So we
otherwise
don't
this-
have to do it
It
per,
looks like,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Let's go. So, where, burnables,
Furniture.
burnables and furniture. Chair, office, wood or plastic, $5. Recliner, chair, $10. Love seat, 2-seat, $15. Sofa, a 3-seat, $20. Sleeper sofa, a pull-out, $25. Sectional, large, $30. Burnables miscellaneous.
Rugs.
Rugs. And actually, I do see a lot of carpeting. So I know he has it down here, but I've seen people that replace their carpeting, and so I don't know how.
Why, do you wanna put rugs / carpeting? I mean,
I would probably do that because, Ken, I see people like that have wall-to-wall carpeting that actually dispose
just
of it.
re-roll it again,
Yeah.
yeah. You could say that,
So I would say rug / carpeting. Yeah.
no problem.
I'm not sure that he doesn't just charge them on, if you came in with a carpeting, like your back of your vehicle, I think he might get
He
the
might just
construction-
charge you for a
I think
trunk.
you might get the construction demolition
It
volume
goes into
size.
burnables. It all goes into burnables.
Right.
It doesn't go into construction demo.
I think these ones are somebody's rolling up with a rolled up rug, they rolled it up and
No, I
said, "Look at
understand
the
that,
one." Yeah.
but carpeting goes into burnables as well. It doesn't go into construction demo. It goes into burnables. If you took this carpeting up, it goes into burnables, not into construction demo.
I know, that's under construction burnable loads.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
already.
saying.
See, he's saying as a car, see, you bring it in the back of your car truck.
If you bring a truckload of carpet, I think he's gonna charge you that volume
He's gonna
price.
charge you $15.
Wow, that's a lot cheaper than,
Well, so according, that was a 15 by 15.
Well, it's also, if you think about it, so if we're getting rugs, if you think about a rug, just go with us on this. Doesn't matter if you're, a woven rug or a not woven
No,
rug, whatever.
good rug or
That's
it's-
thicker and larger than a carpet that's coming in, that's like
okay.
pulling this
So,
up,
so do you want to just leave it as it is
Yeah,
then?
leave
I
it
think I
as
would
it-
leave it. Hey, that's
Yeah, I
just-
think he's
Okay.
handling that the other
All right,
way.
so we'll say a 15 by 15, 10 to $15. I wouldn't say 10 to 15, it's gotta be 10 or 15. I think,
Where did that come from?
I don't know if I would say, oh, a 15 by 15 could be $15 or it could be $10, depending on the day of the week. I would say it's one or the other, not, you
Yeah, I
can't.
think he's talking about is it woven or not woven, but you're right, it's,
I think you should just
go 10, 15,
Wanna
25.
go 10, 15, 20, or 15, 20, and 30?
15, 20, 30 is
Okay.
what I would suggest. What do you guys think?
15, 20, 30, I'm going.
I just think having
Yeah, you can't ask him to look at the
ambiguity,
leaf and.
yeah, forget
it's-
it. So we're gonna take out that and go with that, okay. Ken, what is this, large plastic?
I'm thinking large sheets of plastic?
Okay, large plastic, it says 4 foot,
Yep.
right? $10. Styrofoam dirty, $5.
It used to be per bag.
What do you do with styrofoam?
Throw it
Goes in the
away.
burnables.
It's in
It
burnables now.
burns into the atmosphere?
Yep. We don't have a recycling.
It goes to probably Wheelabrator.
goes
That's
to-
where all the burnables go, is to Wheelabrator, and they make energy.
Okay, in Grafton?
Trash to energy.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
The big place in Grafton?
yeah.
Okay.
That's where our burnables go.
We got this
But
one.
we don't have a, just to answer you, Doc, we lost our place in Connecticut that was doing styrofoam recycling.
Yeah.
That was like the year I came on, so about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So, we used
Now,
to, we used to do a lot of,
peanuts-
we used to do a lot of styrofoam recycling, and then that place closed up shop.
Now, here's the thing, if people have peanuts or they have bubble wrap, we still take those because there's people that want that for packaging and things like
Packaging, yeah.
that. So if they're selling on eBay or wherever. Okay.
Where did this one come from?
I don't know, salt marsh hay, 6 bales, $25. I guess,
You just leave it there, because I don't know the
I'm
last
not
time
sure
anybody's
about
bought that there.
I don't know why you wouldn't be able to just,
Tell me where the nearest salt marsh is.
Yeah,
is it a type of hay called salt marsh hay?
Well, salt marsh hay comes from a salt marsh, so
Yeah.
tell me where my nearest salt marsh is. It's an hour and a half away in any direction to
So
get to a
we
salt
must have
marsh.
had it at
we
one
must have
point.
got it once someplace.
Someplace, somebody probably brought it or had it, or, yep.
Hot tub, a 2-person hot tub, $45. 4-person hot
That's
tub,
the same.
$65. 6-person, wow, $75. Okay,
That's fair.
mattresses. Twin box spring, $10. For all, if there's a pillow top, it's a plus $5 for everything if it's a pillow top. A full, $15, we used to charge 20. Queen, $20. A king, $25. Futon, $10 to $20.
Yeah, make that-
I think we need to make that one or the other, not,
It used to be 10, you want to make it 15?
It used to be 10, now they're saying 10 to 20, so pick one. You guys want to,
15, just do 15.
15?
Yeah, go to 15.
all right.
15, you got that, Laura?
Got it.
And the last, the crib is
I
5.
don't know if there's a lot of futons out there, but there could be in someone's basement that they want to get rid of, so. Cribs, $5. Miscellaneous, propane tank, 20 pounds, $3. Wood skid, all, $3. Syringe box, small, $10. Medium, $15. Large, $20. We used to charge $25. Extra large, $30.
So just a note on that, so these are full or whatever condition?
Yeah,
Fullish, whatever they're turning in.
Yeah.
Size.
whatever the size is.
And do we have a place for people to turn in syringes at the recycle center?
Yes,
We have a
No.
syringe box, no.
No,
we did.
John hasn't had that since I've been here, so
Really?
I believe we should, we had this conversation, I believe we should, so they would have been just depositing them at the fire station, I think. was what they
Yeah,
were-
or at the
we
police
used to-
station,
we
right?
used
Yeah.
to- We used to do it, though. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
think
do know the
prob-
police
I think
went
the
to it.
problem is that, well, if the police department and the fire, if they have it.
They
then
have it.
That might be.
That might have been the reason.
Yeah. They may have gotten a grant too, because the problem that we had is when someone would want to turn in a full one, they want us to give them one back. And I think we were having troubles getting the empties to exchange. It was kind of like an exchange thing.
Gotcha. They're easy to get, there's a point. So this is a conversation I was gonna have with you in the next year or so, because I believe we should be
Taking them?
charging less for these, because this is taking it out of the trash stream, and it's a service to us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
So-
They used to say if you didn't have it, you could put them like in bleach bottles and things like that. I don't think they do that anymore.
No.
They used to though.
Well, we were happy doing that.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what landfill, because you want it out of the trash stream, but the place won't take them unless they're in one of their containers, like our.
Right.
yeah.
And just so everybody knows too, that we actually do a hazardous waste day. I think it's like 9 months out of the year, isn't it? 9 months out of the year. The coldest months, we don't do it. Is it December, January?
December, January, February, I think it fired up March this year, so March through November.
So we, I think, are one of the only,
Few towns that covers that
one of
much.
the few towns that actually has a
Yeah,
9-month
no, that's a great thing.
hazardous waste day that we don't charge for either.
Is,
So that's a huge service.
so we're coming back to this syringe box, to see if we should have our own, or who's doing it in town?
We can look
People-
into that, but I think for these purposes, we don't need to change anything on there for now, right, Ken?
I think we keep it like this, but I think it's something to talk about this year, I think that's something
Yeah,
we
to
should
look
work
into
on.
the whole syringe box thing.
Yeah, because they have to buy the box then, and then
Yes,
they have to
Yes.
buy the box, and then they have to pay to,
There's like an exchange type thing. It
We're
used to be
supposed to, I
where,
think if they do it in the station, you can get
Yeah.
one back, but
I think there was like an exchange type program thing that went on.
okay,
And I
well,
don't
let's,
know what
let's
happened to
clarify,
it.
because there's a lot of people.
I didn't
using
realize that
syringes.
we were not doing it anymore, Ken.
yeah,
Okay, so let's remember.
So we
to put that
can
on the
kind of look
agenda.
into that. Fluorescent bulbs, 4 feet plus, cost per bulb. If there's 10 plus bulbs, $2.
gosh,
I think that's probably a good deal.
that's a good
So
deal.
is there any other discussions on this? Anybody from the public want to discuss this? Our fees for the recycle center? Anyone? Do you guys want to vote to make the changes?
Including the first one, so.
Including
We do
the first
both. So
one
the
for the
doc
page as
started with the
well.
first one.
Okay,
Pay as you throw changes.
yes, so I make a motion that we do accept the changes as we've read them, which includes the pay-as-you-go, changing the cost of the
Thanks.
the bags from the small bag from 50 cents to $1, and the large bag from $1 to $2, and then the other costs are itemized in this 3-page report, which is available at the,
It'll be on our
It'll be
website.
actually,
website.
it's on our website
It's on our
currently.
website,
be available on the website.
with the changes.
Yep,
we'll
once
make.
you guys ratify, the new ones will be up.
Yeah.
Okay, I second. And all, this is,
Do we want to discuss when these changes
well,
happen?
it says here
Okay.
effective July 1st, 2024.
For the recycle center?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a
We
problem
could
with that.
change these starting July 1st,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he just does it when you come in different. I mean, it's.
All right, so starting July 1st, the recycle center changes for the electronics, white goods with Freon, large items, large equipment, tires, construction burnables and loads, construction burnable trash bag, construction single items, burnable furniture, burnables miscellaneous, mattresses and miscellaneous items will be changed on July 1st, 2024.
2024, okay.
And
So-
the bags will be changed on September 1st,
Do you
2024.
want to use that date? You comfortable?
I'm good with that date.
Okay, if he's comfortable.
September 1st?
Yeah, I'll use, okay.
Okay, so, and the
Put that
bags, so we need to change this to the bags will change on September 1st.
Yes, and the other
The fees-
recycling,
The fees for the bags will
non-recyclables.
change, yeah, the fees for the bags will change on the,
That's an addendum
Okay.
to the original motion,
okay.
friendly
So,
addendum. Yes.
any other discussion?
No.
No, so
I second.
all in favor? Close the public
Close the
hearing on
hearing.
this. So now the public hearing for, this is closed now. Okay, so going back to, that was quick. All right, now we have on the agenda. Ken, do you want to bring up any office
Yeah, so you
Charlton
can-
Coalition updates, or?
I would
We
go-
could actually just go to the
Yeah, let's go to
6:45
them.
public hearing.
Yeah, we're later
now?
on.
Okay. So under 105 CMR 410.800 B3, minimum standards of fitness for human habitation, 100 Heritage Green, apartment 117. And if you guys want to come up here, you're welcome to.
Yeah, and there's a mic right there for you.
And everybody has a copy of this, correct? Okay.
And you don't have to do anything with it,
Oh,
like it's on.
oh,
It's on.
It's just, it's automatically on.
okay. I don't know if you want to sit there, this is in your eyes.
Ken to run through this, or you're run through it, or
So,
that's his letter.
Stephen, right?
Yes.
Okay, Stephen Beeman
Yep,
requested a hearing before the Board of Health for the purpose stated on 110 CMR 310-800, Section B3. So, Ken, do you want to start off, Ken?
And just guess where,
I mean-
where we are.
And then I'll let, Stephen, I'll let you then kind of tell us what's going on here.
Yeah, so on our side, the Beamans made a housing complaint that they didn't feel that they were receiving the services that they were duly promised, which in this case was air conditioning throughout the season that they were hoping for. And we went and did a housing inspection. We did our housing inspection. We provided both parties with the findings of the housing inspection. And when Molly and I went and did the inspection and looked at the stuff, we didn't agree with Mr. Beeman's interpretation of the regulations. And so we issued our findings, which were a variety of small incidental things to be corrected. And if I'm not mistaken, Stephen, your purpose for the hearing is specifically on,
just the heating and air conditioning.
it's the
right.
heating and
Yeah,
air conditioning.
Yeah, none of the
So-
other stuff, yeah.
So because we didn't find the air conditioning as a violation, he is using his, the 310 CMR.
He's asking for a hearing before the board.
Yep, and that's duly, because he thinks that we didn't find something that should have been found.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
where we're at this point. So at that point, I think it's.
You're
it's time
welcome to speak,
Okay.
Stephen.
About 2021, National Grid provided the owner of our building, it's a 78-unit complex at Heritage Green Drive. We had, before they provided this new heating and air conditioning system, we had our own through-the-wall unit air conditioning system, which we controlled. It was just like basically a window unit, but built into the wall. We could use that year-round, and we had heating provided by the owner for 9 months a year. National Grid came to the owner and said that they would provide this new state-of-the-art system where 10 apartments, roughly 8 to 10 apartments, would be put on one outdoor unit, compressor or condenser, whatever. There's different terminologies used throughout their Mitsubishi's wording here. And it would provide heat or AC, whichever we prefer, year-round, and it's a very high-efficient system, energy-efficient system. So they came to us and went through all this with the tenants, and we were all excited for it. They installed it in 2021. It worked for roughly just under a year, and then they started having problems with it in the winter of 21 to 22, And they had several different contractors come out because the installing contractor, I guess, I'm not sure if it was Heritage Green or Mitsubishi or the engineer, because there was an engineer who designed the job, wasn't happy with their final installation practices, so they had several other contractors come out, and nobody could seem to figure out why they were having problem in the winter with it keeping up with the heat. And one of them recommended that instead of being able to provide us the heat and AC year-round like it's supposed to, and I think it can, they just don't have the right people looking at it. They decided to shut our AC off for 9 months a year and only provide it for us in the non-heating season. And that's not what we were promised. And in the 105 CMR 410, section 410-235B, it says that the owner shall ensure proper installation in compliance with acceptable standards and shall maintain in operable condition, free from leaks, obstructions, and other defects, all facilities and equipment which the owner is required to provide and all owner-installed equipment. And within that list, in A and B, is heating systems and air conditioning. And if you go to, at the beginning of that quote, it says compliance with accepted standards, there's a definition at the beginning of this CMR that says what that exactly means. And I'll just read the first part. It says, compliance with accepted standard means meeting all the requirements of 105 CMR 410 and correcting any violation of 105 CMR 410 in a work-person-like manner and in accordance with accepted building, plumbing, heating, gas fitting, electrical wiring standards, or advisories issued by the department so that the residence or cited item or component is returned to its intended function or use. And its intended function or use, as designed by the engineer from the permit provided to the building department, is to provide heating and air conditioning to all the apartments year-round, as we decide, just like any other homeowner would have. They could, choose what they want, and that's not what we're getting.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
So there's a heating season.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So there's a heating season that ends on
May 30th?
May 30th, yeah, that would be the end of the heating season, May 30th, right? So are you requesting air conditioning prior to that date?
we're requesting it to work as designed by the engineers, where we could have heat or AC any particular day of the year. All the other, there's like 7 buildings on our property. We were the last ones to get done. National Grid provided the service to all the other buildings. All the other buildings are much smaller than ours, so every one of their units got their own outdoor compressor with their own air handler, so they can choose the heat or AC year-round, just because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, where we're like a 7 or 8 to 10 to 1 ratio. But this system is designed for that exact purpose, so every tenant, just like in a motel, some people like it hot, some people like it cold. We can do whatever we want. That's why they took out our existing AC and our existing heating system, replaced it with this. Said we could do what we want year-round, not any heating season or non-heating season type settings. We could do what we want year-round as designed by the engineers for National Grid. And now, because it doesn't work properly, they want to basically turn this expensive system. This thing costs like almost $750,000 to install, and they basically turned it into just a heat pump system, which is either all the units have to be on heat or all the units have to be on AC, which would have been about the third of the cost of providing what they actually installed. It's just ridiculous that's what they're doing. Now, I don't know why the owner doesn't want it fixed, to be honest, because I would think it would still be under warranty, being still so brand new. But all we get, I don't really even get any response from the owner. All they get is a response from the owner's representative, the facility manager, is that they can't get anybody out there to fix it properly, which I just did that.
So you're saying that the other units in the other buildings are on a completely different system?
They all were provided their own outdoor compressor and indoor air handler.
So that they actually could put the air on if they want, or the heat on when
Any
they
day of the
want?
year they want. They can have heat or AC, 365. And that's what we were told we were gonna have with our system. That's what this one is designed for. And because it doesn't function properly, I'm told circuit boards blow. I've been told all sorts of silly things about why it can't function the way it did for the first year. And I don't know why they don't have to fix it. That's, the rules in this 105 CMR 410 seem like it should, there's a rule that says they can't shut it off, they're shutting it off. There's a rule that says they have to provide it to maintain it and provide it as intended. And I'm told that every time.
What does it, do you have a lease that states what they're supposed to provide to you? Do you have something that, in writing from the owner?
Not with me, no.
No.
And it doesn't say any of that. This is just all beyond, from the beginning of the lease. This is just from what they provided to the building department is what they were going to install. I don't know. I don't know why they don't just have to fix it to make it, because the rules say they have to fix it if it doesn't work properly.
So Ken, here's a question I do have. Considering that they have different buildings that actually are on a different system, have you been asked to move to one of the different buildings? I
We
mean,
can't. We're in the retirement and disability building. All the other ones are for people with children,
okay.
so.
Yeah, what happened here is, the other ones that he's saying, they're smaller systems for
Yeah.
smaller, X amount of people.
Right.
It's when they try to make this for 70-something apartments is where the problem is. And that's something I would assume. Now, how long has this been going on? What'd you
About
say?
2.5 years now, since the winter of 2022, so maybe 2 years and a little bit.
Yeah.
So have you ever had no heat when you should have heat, or air conditioning, or is it just the
Yeah, we've
opposite?
had plenty of, not the heat, no, because they don't, it's the AC. We've had plenty of warm days where we've had no AC, and we had AC year-round before, whenever we wanted. Now we're having hot days. We had a couple 90-degree days, not this past March, but the March before, and we have no AC,
They're telling you now that the AC won't go on until
Right.
June, or not at
Until
all?
the end of, till May 31st, whatever the end of the heating season.
Well, you should have air conditioning now.
Do you
Well,
have
we
it
do
now?
have it now, right, but we want it before the end of the heating season. We want it if we're warm. We should have it whenever we get hot, and just like if we're cold, we should have the heat. That's what the system was designed for. And it even says in the engineering specifications that they provided to the building department that they are not to control it. It's only the system that they have there that monitors all the things is for monitoring only in case there's a problem. They're not supposed to control the functionality of our thermostat.
This is from the building?
This is from the building, this is what the engineer provided to the building
Yeah,
department.
you can give it to us.
Yeah. This is,
I'm just curious because-
Yeah, you can keep this, I actually bought this for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, the top one is what they provided to the building department, and the other one is the brochure of the system they installed.
Simultaneously cools and heats.
Yes.
So basically, you're saying that since they're providing something that doesn't work
Work the
to,
way it was
they,
intended.
The way, and
I-
what they backed it up is they're just going back to what they feel
share it with
is
you guys,
responsible
yeah.
for. Right, but that's saying, when you put it in and convinced everybody to go with this,
And now they
That-
changed their
that's-
thing, after
I
they
don't
took
know
on
how
our
you-
air conditioning.
I don't know how you what?
wow. You're getting air conditioning quote when they're supposed to give it to you, but it was supposed to be year-round if you wanted it.
And heat year-round, both of them year-round.
I kind of see their point on this.
Yeah.
I mean, when this was first brought to us, I kind of thought, like, we do have a heating season, so it's more important that people don't freeze to death than,
No, I
I
understand
mean,
that,
air conditioning is
but-
kind of an optional
Right,
thing
but
that
it's- but they
open up the
installed it
windows.
permanently. It's
But I do kind of
provided by
see
the
your
owner.
point of
Yeah.
that this was designed so that you could do it whatever you
Right, for
want.
our
If you
comfort.
have a hot day in March or April or May,
Right, we can turn on
before
the AC.
you could flip it on, I understand. And so it's not working properly to what they basically said it
Right, we
would.
can't just go from heat to AC at our whim, right.
And anybody else in other buildings
In
can do
every other
that.
building, they can exactly do that.
Okay.
And this
all
is
provided by
happening
national
to everybody in your building?
Every building on our complex
In
can
your
do that
complex?
except our one building.
I gotcha.
Yep.
And
And
your
it's a
building's the
Mitsubishi,
only
huh?
building that's, you couldn't move to another
Right,
building.
because our building is for disability and retirement age people, where all the other ones are people with children.
Okay. I do kind of see the point
Okay, it's a
there.
Mitsubishi, okay.
So maybe just go back to Ken, though, there must be a regulation or something that you're referring to, Ken, as you evaluated this.
Under the housing code, we evaluated it, and that's how we looked at it.
That's what we looked, yeah.
So
We're
basically,
seeing it
Ken,
differently.
yeah. So I understand, so I think I kind of brought up an example to you. If somebody provides a microwave, you don't have to give somebody a microwave, but if you provide a microwave, the microwave has to
Should work.
work as it's supposed to work. So if they're giving them air conditioning, heating system that's supposed to work whenever you feel like it, then really, honestly, it should work that way. Even though we have a heating season, we have to provide heat for those months out of the year. But I kind of see their point though. Specifically, that it's not affecting, it's just affecting their building. And they don't really have an option to go to a different building to be able to change that. And the other people don't have the same issue that they have in the other buildings.
Right.
So if those things, if this isn't designed properly to be able to
Or
operate.
whatever, something happened,
I-
it worked a year and then it broke, so there's a
I
problem
kinda
there.
see
It
that
was
there's an
designed
issue.
properly, it's just, I don't know what the issue is, but they just won't fix it to making it, you know, they say they can't get Mitsubishi out there, you know, I've heard many different excuses, and they're all just excuses.
And this was through National Grid's
Right,
program.
Mass Save program, right. National Grid provided the whole thing free.
I mean, I.
It's a
tend to-
two-pipe system.
I kind of see their point, though, honestly. I know that we spoke about it beforehand, and I know about the heating season, but I do actually see their point, that if they were supposed to be able to use that whenever they wanted to, and they're supposed to control it ultimately.
Yes.
And they don't have the ability to do that, if there is a hot day before heating season, they should be able to put on the air conditioning, especially if the building next to them can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Citizen-
good
So
point.
this isn't just like, their building is basically a building that actually isn't allowed to utilize some of the same things that the buildings next to them can
Right,
do.
National Grid's intention was for every building to be this, you know, function the same. Even though we got a different type of a system, they were all designed to function where we can have year-round heat or AC in
I
every.
think they may have went too far.
And that's what that does say.
Right.
That
And it
does
says
say
in
that.
here that residents' wallheads shall not be controlled, but
Right.
shall be monitored only.
Right.
So it
Exactly.
says they should be able to control his own thing.
Right.
I think what happened is they built something bigger, because it's a bigger building, and somehow the system is failing. So I think there's a legitimate point if it was promised this way.
I do too.
As long as it was promised this way,
I mean, I
they
understand.
got a problem, they know it's broke.
I understand. Now, do you have the option to put in your own air conditioning unit in
No,
there?
They have it specifically in the lease that we are not allowed to have window units. We can put in a portable one that has like a vent to the window.
Right.
But, I mean, the whole point of this system was so we could have nice central air conditioning. I mean, you know, trust me, that's what we did because we were sweltering in the heat. We had to do that. But actually, I put a window, we had, where they took out the through-the-wall units, the opening is still there below the bay window in the living room, so they just basically put a plastic cover over it, so I put a window unit in that thing just until I was hoping that this would get resolved and we could go back to using the system that's in place, so without, you know, I mean,
Man,
we have to pay for the
I-
electricity
we
of the
need more
ones
than
we
one
do,
person,
the ones
but-
that are on their system is owner paid.
Like I said, the problem is that they have other buildings that actually they do have that
Yeah,
opportunity.
and the thing is, the other buildings, like he was saying, like 10 units, this is 73. I mean, they either overbuilt or they got, it's not
I think
working.
it's, yeah.
And you're saying this is happening to everybody else who would,
Every
if we need them to sign
unit
something?
in our building is under the same
Okay.
thing, right? None of them work properly. There's 10 outdoor units and every one of them works the same. She locks them all out to heat or locks them all to AC. You know, where the first year we could go from AC to heat any day, anytime we wanted. Then all
And the
of a sudden-
system doesn't work that way.
Right, that's not how it was designed. It does work that way, but that's not how it was
How do
designed.
they control it at? Do you know, Ken? How they control the heat versus the air conditioning?
There's a room on the third floor, they have a controller, that
Yeah, it
AE200
sort of looks
that they
like
speak
here,
about
yeah.
there on that, in the engineered drawings, there's a controller.
Yeah, thank you for coming, Stephen, too, because I think you're finding a pretty receptive group here, but,
Yes.
So it's 78 units, and there's just one unit of,
There's 10 outdoor compressors, if you will, and each compressor feeds 8 to 10 apartments.
okay.
Yeah. As opposed to the other buildings that have one outdoor compressor to one apartment. All the other
Old
buildings
way.
have a 1-to-1 ratio. We have a 1-to-10 ratio, or 1-to-8.
That's what the
And
issue
how
is.
many, so this one building, how many people are in that building?
In our building, it's 78 apartments. I don't know how
Oh,
many.
it's 78 in that one.
In that one unit.
In our one
that-
building, there's
It's
one
a
building.
big, it's a big,
Yeah, it's a big.
That's why I think they overestimated what they could do with the system.
yeah, very big unit, okay.
I kind of agree with him, that I actually do agree that they're promising that you can turn that on whenever you want to, and that's the paperwork that was submitted to us,
right.
to the town.
Right,
They really do have to provide what they said they would provide. Otherwise, they have to change it.
right.
I really do think that, because
And
Well,
when I'm looking at this thing here too, it has 1 and 2 families. First floor, there's 27 heat pumps. Second floor, third floor, get 27 heat pumps, but there's only 24 air.
I think they just wrote that down.
I think they wrote,
Pull
yeah.
the permit. I just think he wrote.
I'm
20.
hoping that's what that is.
I don't think that's an actual accurate count of
Okay.
the actual indoor, because there's two wall heads, if you will, the things that blow the air out in
Yeah.
every apartment, except the 2 bedrooms, they have 3, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's probably pretty close, but there's 10 outside compressors to 78 times 2 plus maybe another 10, so whatever that, so 70, 150. So actually, that's way low, actually, because there's
That's
about
what I mean,
100
this-
there's about
yeah.
150 wall heads in the building.
All right, so,
Every one has a minimum of 2.
so let me just bring up, though, the Board of Health did make an inspection, and according to the Board of Health, minimum
Not the
standards.
Board of Health, our
or
agent.
Our agent, who was really familiar with all the regulations, regulatory part, that the minimum standards for fitness were being met. So we have that's why
I
you're here.
wasn't
That's why you're
debating
here.
it if it was being met.
isn't that what he's saying, this is over and above?
Yeah, I'm
They
saying
were
the owner
promised
provided
over and
this.
above.
It says in here,
That's
the owner has to fix it if it's broken, it's broke.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I think, where is the runner? Who runs this? The administrator, the?
Pam Welcome is the property manager.
Yeah.
That's my other issue I came tonight for, is because there's supposed to be a sign in our building with the owner's name. I don't have all the stuff in front of me, but the owner's name, address,
Yeah.
and none of that is in our building
what we
either.
have to do is we have to contact them and tell
Yeah,
them
we have
that
to
they're
find
not
out,
compliant.
I think from them,
So
why.
here's the thing under here that I do see, and that would be under the materials and equipment shall be appropriate for use intended and affected. So basically, what they're saying is, what it was intended to do, which would mean heat,
Right.
air, whenever you feel like it,
demand.
it's not meeting that, and that would be under here.
Which part is that?
That's on this page here.
Which page are you on now?
It says compliance and accepted standards
I'm sorry, let's see.
here,
Shall maintain and operate.
410,
And then-
010.
right there. Intended and affected areas.
Okay, let's focus on that, then, it's.
So I understand when we did the inspection, it wasn't, you weren't freezing to death, which is kind of an
Right,
important thing, that we do worry about people freezing to death if they don't have heat,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
Air conditioning, if it's 100 degrees outside, yeah, you could probably also be in trouble for heat or whatever. If it's in March and it's a warm day, open the windows, maybe you're not gonna be
But if it's
dying of
90
heat.
out when it's in March, it's not gonna, opening
Yeah, I
the
would-
window.
I don't-
I know it's a rare occasion, but, I mean, we have plenty of warm days before the end of May. This-
That's true.
You
No,
know,
I
and
know.
I mean,
Especially these days, we do.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, back
do
when I was a
global
kid, maybe
warming.
not,
Has
but
anybody
now,
heard of
yeah.
that?
I mean,
They don't, they call it climate change now because actually global warming is really kind of.
It's warming up,
yeah,
whatever
right,
you want to call
exactly.
it.
Yeah, we don't even have winter practically anymore.
All right, so what we're dealing with is something,
Right.
we're dealing with something totally different. So when Ken went in, he's saying, you got 9 months of this and 3, so that
Correct.
meets the stature. What we're saying here is they were promised something over and above the stature.
That's,
That hasn't been done.
Right.
So that, from our
the
point,
fact that they don't, that
the-
is true. So if they installed units that are, like I
Not
said,
working.
you don't have to install a microwave oven, but if you
You
give
do.
someone a microwave
It's gotta
oven,
work.
then it has to work.
Right, that's
Exactly.
basically what this said. That was my thinking. When I started reading this, I'm like, oh, great, this
I know,
has
Ken.
got all my answers.
Ken, did you see the information
Did
that
you see this
he,
before?
this stuff, the building department? And you think that,
The thousands of things that go in the building department that don't meet housing code and do stuff, I've already discussed it. I've had long conversations, so I don't believe this issue under our housing is the way he's seeing it. You guys are seeing it differently. What goes in the building, there's a number of times where a building department has approved a kitchen that hasn't been approved by us and done stuff like, so
I'm
what goes
not-
in there? No, listen, don't argue, on this side, it's, just because it went in some place doesn't mean it meets the code or goes to the other, that we're actually jumping in and enforcing. You guys are in charge here. I work for you. So if you see something that we have to go work on, that's fine, but it's not contingent on what went to the building department.
But it's contingent what went to them as a promise.
Yeah, I think we are dealing with two different things.
Two
Yeah,
different
it's two
things.
different
There's
things.
two different
Oh, I
things.
agree with you, it's two different
So-
things.
This
I
makes-
mean, there is a question on why a system would be broke for 2 years, although
Agreed.
they're saying, quote, they fixed it because it's up to code.
They worked on a variety of issues. There was, at first, their systems across the board were not gassed properly and they weren't maintaining heat in the winter. So they corrected that the first year. That was their first issue. Then
Okay.
they've gone back 2 or 3 other times with 3 or 4 different contractors now. So they're working on stuff. But when it gets into operating properly versus not operating properly, I have a hard time getting into this when my side goes, cooling is provided when the heating season is done, so it operates as properly as it needs to operate under our code.
Gotcha.
So is it not functioning year round? I agree that they've shut it down and that they have come to a fix action and the management company is not here to talk about what they've done or defend anything
That's what
they've
we
done.
need.
And we invited them, so they didn't.
You did invite them.
We did invite them. They know about this meeting. They know
so,
about the
and
hearing.
they chose not to come.
She didn't tell me if she would or wouldn't come. I just told her what was going on and she
About
was.
the meeting,
She
and
knew
this
about
is
the
a
meeting.
public hearing.
Correct.
And they didn't come.
You were
Okay.
notified on Thursday of it, yes.
Well, then they didn't come to a
So-
public hearing. If they knew about the meeting and they didn't come to a public hearing, then
I understand, but I don't
Listen.
understand from what Ken is saying, from our position, what would be a next step?
our position would be to ask them to come before us.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we've
I
got
found
to, we
that
have to get them
They have to
here.
come before us and basically explain to us, and you guys would have to come
Yeah,
back.
that's fine.
We won't close the public
We
hearing
won't
about
close it,
that.
yeah.
And then we'll ask them to come to the next meeting, which wouldn't be until July.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and ask them to come and meet with us and explain to us why the other buildings have control over their heat and air conditioning and your building doesn't.
And you know, the answer will probably be the systems are
and-
less, but whatever it is, they have
Like
to
I
explain
said, they
it.
should not have told you guys, first of all, that you would have control over the heat and air conditioning when you want it to.
Right, but we
And
did
if
for
this
the
was,
first year.
and
too.
if this was designed to be able to do
You have to
it
do
whenever
that.
you want
Right.
it to,
Right,
it's kinda not right.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
All right, so,
All right,
something, I knew, I shouldn't have left that
I saw that there.
there. I
I
know.
had to do it.
You had to leave it out, Rich.
So what do we leave the public meeting open?
We'll keep this public hearing open and not close it
Continue it.
and continue it,
Yep.
Yeah,
okay? And then we'll ask those people to come. Okay.
Well, I think we should say that we are considering changing our status on this, and they must come. Or if they don't speak up,
It's a public hearing.
It's a public
So we're
hearing.
asking them to come to.
To come to a public
We're
hearing.
not closing the public hearing. There's nothing about a status.
yeah, we're not
This is
saying,
a public hearing, and
You will have to, if you're gonna continue it, you need to tell.
we're gonna vote to continue it.
But you need to pick the date.
Pick a date, yeah.
And time that you're continuing to, so we
It has
have,
to be July.
yeah,
what do we have in,
or what's the next?
Proposed next meeting, Tuesday, July 9th at 2 for this meeting start.
July 9th.
July 9th.
Is everybody available on July 9th?
I have a funny feeling I'm not.
7,
It's a Tuesday.
It is that's a regular schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We can
know.
do it across the street
Yep,
as
it'll
well.
be across
Yeah.
the street.
okay.
Why don't you set it up
everybody
if
good
I
on
can
the
make
ninth?
it? I'm
Well,
not
I just
sure
want to
yet.
make sure they come.
Well, you,
Well, that's up to them.
that's up to them.
If they don't
If they
come,
don't,
If they
then,
don't come, then we can make a decision.
then we'll make a decision.
We're gonna continue it because we have raised concerns that this particular building isn't being held at the same standard that the other buildings are when they were changed out.
Yeah.
And if they were told basically what this says, and not that we get these kind of things
We-
on a normal basis, that you're supposed to be able to flip it whenever you want to. If they're having technical issues and they're meeting basically the heating season, okay, and then you have air when that's over, but,
But,
I mean-
yeah, that's worse than what we were before that, you know? The whole reason National Grid did this was for better energy
understand.
efficiency and all that, you know?
I understand. So
Yeah,
we're,
no, I
we're gonna continue the public hearing.
Okay.
Till, July 9th, if everyone's good,
May I suggest 2:15?
in the afternoon.
Yeah, we're slated for 2 o'clock, so
So make it
if
2:15.
you do it 2:15, then we can open the
You
meeting.
do it at 2:15 in the afternoon? Okay. So we'll do it for 2:15 in the afternoon.
Gives you a chance to open it.
On July 9th.
And what about the owner's sign? Is that continued to that day too, or is that something you can decide?
Sorry?
The owner's sign at our building with their name, address, telephone number and all that, is that something you can decide tonight, or is that something that's for the next meeting?
No, we're gonna continue this meeting. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking, the sign at our building where it's supposed to, that was I had one other thing on my complaint list about the owner's sign at our building. It's supposed to have a sign with the owner's name, the address,
Oh,
telephone number,
okay, I
and
didn't
all
see that. I mean,
Yeah.
we could continue that as well.
We'll continue it, and
We'll
give us
bring
time to
that up
look
at the next one,
Okay.
and maybe they can address that when they come before us.
Okay.
But that's, let me just make sure I read what you're saying that there's no way to contact the
Well,
owner?
But they're
Right,
supposed to
yeah.
have a sign.
Right, there's supposed to be a sign with all their contact information, and, yeah, there's nothing there on the
You
sign.
know about that, Ken?
Yeah, so do you not like the fact that the management company is on there, or?
Well, it says in this 105 CMR, it's supposed to be the actual owner, not the...
Either or. If you read that, it says either or.
Ah,
Yes, it does.
no, it doesn't. Well, can we just look at it real quick?
Sure.
Before, it's,
Which one is this, Ken? Do we have that?
400. 410-400, I believe. Yeah.
400?
Oh, yeah, it is.
400.
Yeah, okay.
Where does it say either or?
Every owner of a residence who does not reside there.
I'm not sure where you're looking at.
Yeah, it's right here,
400? Oh.
400.4.
Oh, that's a management company, it's manager, owner, slash. When
Right.
it says slash owner, manager, contact information, if it's a management company, they can just have them, they don't have to have the owner. You see where it says
I see where
here?
it says owner/manager contact.
That means that it could be either or.
It's either
It
or.
doesn't have to be the owner, it could be the management firm then.
Well, how come just a question, then how come it doesn't say every owner? So because it says owner/manager, they can just refer to owner down below it, and that
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly,
mean manager?
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's
people
just so that
that
you have a way to contact
contact
them.
them who may not be.
So it could be a
Well,
management
well,
company.
they still don't have all that information on the sign, so, but I guess it don't matter then, because I wanted the owner's information, but I guess if it doesn't mean owner, then,
Well, you can look that up on the
no,
secretary.
I believe you, if you say
You
that.
look it up
I-
on the
no, I
Worcester
believe-
deeds.
I'm good with that.
Go to
I'm
the
more
Worcester
concerned about the
deeds and you
heating
can see who the owner is.
What's that?
Go to the Worcester deeds
Oh, I
and
know
you
who
can
the owner
see.
is, I know, he just won't ever return our phone calls.
Because he probably pays a management
Right,
company to
exactly.
deal with it,
Right,
so he's
right.
not gonna talk
But
to
they don't do
you.
anything, so that's why we tried contacting him, but he didn't want to hear from us either. so-
Well, I think they'll be coming to our next meeting.
Okay, well, that'd be great.
Okay, do we need a
Okay.
motion?
Yeah,
No, we're gonna make a motion to, you can make the motion to continue it till July.
To July 9th at 2:15.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All in favor? That's to
Okay.
continue it, okay.
Okay.
We'll continue it till
Will you
then.
send me a letter, reminder, or do I just show back up on that time? Yeah.
I would
We can
probably
do
just.
both, yeah, if you want, we'll
We
send
can
you a
do
letter.
both.
I never got the letter either. I'm glad you called, because I never got a letter.
Honestly, it should be, but we had an issue last week with an injury, so I don't think it got mailed until Friday around noon.
Just know that unless
I'll
you're
put it in my
told
calendar.
otherwise, it's gonna be
July
July
9th,
9th.
across the
Unless two
Across
of
the
us,
street.
Okay.
unless something happens to two of us.
Upstairs, from where our office is, it's upstairs. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We hope not to, but you never know in the
Thank
crazy
you very
world
much
we
for
live
that.
in.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, Ken,
All right.
do you want to talk about Charlton, Coalition?
I know we talked about, I will answer, can we kill this one off? This is I know we said we weren't gonna do it, and after talking to building department and talking to Mr. Placella, this is the Title V that needs
Okay.
our review.
All right, so this is something that's not on the agenda.
It's under, I can throw it under new business.
Put it under new business.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll do it under new business.
Yeah, so,
Um,
go ahead. What's happened is that,
You might just do it.
the Placellas they're getting ready to sell their house, and they had a Title V done, and when the Title V came back, it is all set up needs further evaluation by a local approving authority, which is you guys. It came back with 4 bedrooms on a 3-bedroom septic system. So, at this point, after talking to Mike today, the 2 options that we spoke about today were going with a deed restriction, removing a bedroom, or doing a new system. And it doesn't matter what we find for information from the assessors, the building department has nothing, because Cindy looked for it for us today.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. So it doesn't really matter. Where we're at right now is that we have a house with 4 bedrooms on a septic system that's designed for 3 bedrooms, and he would like to sell it, so he wants to get to amicable resolution so he can move forward with this in a time, some sort
You
of
guys
timely
can come
manner.
up if you want.
Come on up and hang out.
So, is it 1,000
So,
thing tank for 3 bedrooms and there's 4 bedrooms on it?
Yeah, and this is the deal, this house was
can I
built.
get the address so that we can just have it for the record?
Yeah, it
please?
is 9 Stearns Drive.
9 Stearns Drive.
Yep, and you guys can look at the Title V on here, and see that there's a little thing here, but this piece in the front and on the first page here is what's sending it to you, with you guys. Oops, sorry. The house was built in '87. We have the record of the proposed 3-bedroom
It was
design with a
3-bedroom?
3-bedroom house.
Okay.
You guys
When did
purchased
you
it,
buy it?
you guys purchased it in '96?
We purchased it in '96.
Yep.
And I'm not sure
Yeah, go ahead.
how the paperwork was filed, but when we bought it and when it was built, it was built with 4 bedrooms. So there was nothing added from 1987, when the house was built, to when we purchased it in '96.
How about after that?
No bedrooms have been added. It's been 4 bedrooms from day one.
So you're saying when it was first built,
All I've
it
got,
got through as a 3, did they make a room a 4th bedroom?
Nope.
No, it's a legitimate
It's
4-bedroom.
Legitimate 4-bedroom.
Ah,
And
What do we have for the application then?
a 3-bedroom application on a 3-bedroom design is what's in the file, but no as-built, but there's a permit that was signed by the board at the time.
Do you know for certain that the septic system is for a 3-bedroom?
yeah, that's a good question. Do we know for sure?
They're sort of confirming it on the Title V that it's of similar size, so.
2 or 3-bedroom.
Right.
Right. Nobody's dug it up, nobody's gone and done anything on the side, so, but they still want to sell a house and they want to move, so.
Yeah, now they got that thing again, yeah.
And at the time today, I spoke with Mike and gave him the 2 options. The ones that we have, the easy options are a new system or increase the system to accommodate that. Or we can do a deed restriction for 3 bedrooms, and he'll have to turn one of those rooms into,
Quote, yeah.
quote, something else.
Quote to something else.
Right, I mean, and so, I appreciate, first of all, that you guys fit us in so quickly. My concern is, I mean, so from day one, this property's been assessed as a 4-bedroom,
Right?
and I've been paying taxes on a
As a
4-bedroom.
As a 4-bedroom, okay, so
Yeah,
that's the
that's-
key question. Yeah.
Number one. Number 2, I go down to a 3-bedroom, now I'm gonna lose a resale value.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Again.
Yeah.
So I'm being penalized twice for something that, I mean, and I'm assuming that an occupancy permit, I don't know all the processes, but I'm assuming an occupancy permit had to be given, and it was identified as a 4-bedroom. I mean,
So I'm waiting to hear back. Ann's the assessor, she's going into the archives on Thursday. She has 2 other parties to go look for, and she was gonna take pictures of the old cards. You can only go back as far as 2010 in the
So that-
online
yeah.
stuff, on the digital stuff, so.
And the other thing is, so we bought it in 96. Title V had to be done in 96.
I was gonna say, when you bought it, there was something done, right?
Right, and unfortunately,
You don't have that?
I don't, 30 years worth of records.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm maniacal about keeping information, but not that far back.
I wasn't here in 96.
So we have that. Is that it, the Title V?
No.
Oh, that's the newest one. We have,
That's the
no,
newest one, they just did this.
we don't have, this is what we have for a
Hey,
file.
when you guys bought it in 96, do you have your old Title
We
V?
didn't have a file
We-
on Title V?
I don't have,
There's no diagram?
I don't have a copy. I can see, I don't know if
diagram, but there's no
Slim
Title
Sewer
V.
Service did it. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research to find out who,
If you could
Doesn't
find
do
your
Title
old
V.
Title V,
I know.
that would be, I mean,
Let's
it's crazy that you would even
So
want to
when you
keep it.
bought it, it was approved Title V for 4 bedrooms, now you're trying to sell it, and now they're saying.
So here's the, if you went back to 1996 with the Board of Health, okay? And we had very part-time-ish type people.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Honestly, it was
If it said 4
very,
bedrooms, they probably approved
That's,
it.
that's just a plan,
It's just a,
I mean,
plan for an install, yeah.
did you guys do any,
does that pass Title V,
did you put on any additions
this plan?
since
It's
you've
just a-
been
We-
the owner?
we added a man room,
That's a plan for
400
what
square
we're doing on
foot,
the ground.
400 square foot, man room
This-
above the garage.
Yeah.
That's all,
Okay.
that's all we've
There's
done.
the-
That's the only thing above the garage.
And that was done under
Right,
building
but
permit.
what does that say?
Yep.
What year was that?
3-bedroom.
All right, the conversation is what?
2009, maybe?
We have a 4-bedroom house and a
Okay.
3-bedroom
Yeah.
system.
So 2009.
That's the problem, not the, this meets, yes, this is fine.
It does meet Title V
That does.
for a 3-bedroom.
And I'm looking at, see, it's 1,000 gallons.
See,
Right.
2009, it would have basically come to the Board of Health back then, too.
Yeah, because it would have been a variance.
No, because they put on an addition, and someone would have had to sign off on 2009 for the septic. So I'm thinking, Alyssa, if it was 2009, when did the,
2007, I think you guys did your addition.
I wasn't sure of the date.
Yeah.
oh, if it was 07, it would have been prior to Alyssa.
Yeah.
And-
Sorry, I've done enough
And that's
research
when it
on it
was the
today.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I understand, it's kind of strange that it was built as a 4-bedroom.
I'm gonna tell you that so many-
They've been taxed as a 4-bedroom.
I know, that's
And
why-
then all of a sudden, now it's a.
So, we don't have the assessor stuff until Ann goes to look for it.
Okay,
So I'm
all
not
right.
gonna get that, I can suppose all you want, but they can't, they didn't wanna wait till July, because we're not getting that
The
information
only
until
thing
later
I'd
this
say
week,
is
so.
this, if I was buying your house, okay, and I'm saying, geez, it's being sold as a 4-bedroom, it's a septic system for a 3,
Can't sell it as a 4-bedroom.
what's that?
You can't sell it.
They can't
No,
sell it as a
I
4-bedroom.
understand, it's assessed as a 4-bedroom, it's on the assessment card as a 4-bedroom, okay? All the realtors go by your assessment card.
Right.
They're not looking at your Title V.
Right.
Knowing that it's so many gallons.
But they legally can't with that Title V
was
report.
I understand, so, I mean, you've got a problem with the assessment, they have a problem, the town has a problem because of the assessment wasn't done properly to have a Title V with 3 bedrooms. So when the house was built, somebody messed up along the
Well, he's
way.
saying he's gonna find out, once we gotta get the original
I
card.
got that, we just don't know when, and they would like to move, so you guys need to make a decision on what's
So
going
what
on.
what I'm wondering is this, Ken, because I understand the predicament that they're in. Could we say, it's a 4-bedroom with we have to try to protect ourselves too, because if somebody else is trying to then
It's
buy
gotta be a
it.
deed a deed thing then,
Well,
right?
we could do a deed restriction, but then it's a 3-bedroom. Do you
Right.
understand? You can't do a deed restriction saying you could have a 3-bedroom, septic system with a 4-bedroom house. What I'm saying is the non-disclosure type of stuff that you would have, like, to the people saying, if there's a way for them to know you are buying a septic system that's undersized for 4 bedrooms.
Worked for a 4-person family for 30 years.
Yeah, I know, that's not, I understand what you're saying. You have 4 people there, they're assuming there's
Yeah.
Right, so-
16 people
And not for
there.
not, but I can argue that a 2-person family could fail it in 2 years.
Yeah,
So you
we've
guys,
seen
you
it.
guys took great care of it, which is
So-
fantastic, that's a good thing. But-
So the thing to note, aside from the recommendation that it goes before the board, was that it did pass, so the system does pass Title V.
Yeah, and that's always a snapshot in time.
Right.
So the Title V's are all snapshot. We've seen failed systems then pass later.
I mean, any Title
So-
V, even if it was a four-bedroom, it's a
Right,
snapshot
It's a
in
snapshot
time.
in
I get it.
time, and I mean, it could fail in a month from now.
Yeah,
Yep.
And
that's
mainly it's
different than saying.
and it's primarily really for the mortgage companies that want this.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
it is us too, but it's the
But the
mortgage
real
company.
issue
If you're
is-
paying cash and doing all that, nobody would even see a
Right.
Title V.
Right,
But if
exactly.
somebody was looking to, they can't sell it as a 4 right now, and that's a big issue.
Unless you do, like you said, you do a disclosure and you say that this is it's a four-bedroom, it's being marketed as a four-bedroom with a three-bedroom septic system, and
Now what
maybe with the recommendation it needs to be pumped annually, which is, I believe, what Helgerson said in there, was it an annual pump?
Yeah, I saw that,
Annually pumped.
yeah.
The only problem with that is this, and I can tell you just from our perspective, is who's going to monitor to make sure that you're pumping it? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but that's their liability, right?
That would
That's
be
their
theirs,
liability.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It would be,
That would be on them, but then
what's your experience in this?
really it's gonna.
If you have any.
Really, we've never had
We've never had this.
I've never seen
I know.
this.
Well, I'm glad I can bring something new to the table.
Yeah, but it's definitely,
All kinds of new stuff.
it's right there, it's 1,000 tank, it's 3. A lot of them were built that way.
A lot of things happened
I know,
that,
I know.
Shouldn't have happened.
Whatever it is, it passed.
do you guys want us to make a decision tonight, or do you want us to wait and see, what we get from the assessor's office?
You see,
Well, so that'd have to be till July 9th, right? Because you're gonna get your data and then you're gonna analyze it and then come back July 9th. My issue, so here,
You want to sell it now?
well, here's my timetable, right? I mean, I'm looking to close on a new house on the 21st
Of this month.
of this month. I leave on the 22nd. We own a business in town, and I leave to go to Italy on the 22nd. I come back on July 3rd,
Okay.
and they want to put my house on the market as soon as possible. So the timing is critical here.
You could put it on the market saying 3, possibly 4 bedroom house.
No, 3/4,
3/4, yeah, that's how we do all of our
3-bedroom
stuff.
office.
But if you're moving
But if-
out of
as soon
town,
as you
that might
say
change
3
that.
bedroom-
No, and I understand the other point, he's being charged.
Ken,
His
Ken-
taxes on
Ken
4
said
bedrooms.
You're
they're
looking at me
actually-
like there's a way I can make this nice for everybody, and it's equitable. It's an unfair situation on
And I
all
mean,
parts.
to
Yeah.
expand the
It said that
tank is not easy.
No, and if you look at the property, when these 3 houses were built, mine was the first, and then, so it's 9, 7, and 5 Stearns Drive.
Right.
My house sits way up on the top of a hill, and I'd have to drive over 2 other people's septic systems with excavators
To get up
to
there.
put in a new system. There's no way there's no way that anybody is gonna let an excavator drive over the
Drive over
septic
the
system.
fields. yeah.
Right. So, I mean, now
They
it's,
all built the same time. I wonder if they have the same deal. 1,000-gallon tanks and 4 bedroom.
Well, 1,000-gallon tank was common in the 80s.
I was gonna say, that was a
changed-
common tank.
That changed in 96 with the new code, when that came through, and went to a minimum of 1,500 gallons.
1,500, right.
Yeah.
And
The sizing of the field is the issue.
The sizing of the field.
Fields?
Septic field. Yeah. The tank is only the tank.
Right.
That still feeds the leaching
Right.
field. Yeah. So the field is sized for a 3-bedroom.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Field
field,
is
the
sized.
Field
septic
is sized for,
field.
yes.
yeah, it's just.
Because you can get away with 1,000, okay,
Gotta go
but
with
if the
1,000.
field is big enough for
If
it to
the field was
work.
big enough, you would have made it work out. Yes, exactly. So those are the,
Okay.
You're not gonna make that bigger.
No.
not a lot of digging, no.
Well, I think he has a good point, though. If he's been paying for the 4-bedroom, the town,
Oh, yeah, you can't, and you
Maybe.
can't sell it as a 3. I mean,
Is this
you're
yours?
gonna
This
lose,
is your
is
copy?
that,
That goes in the file if you could.
Okay, yeah.
you know, you're gonna lose your, I mean, you're gonna lose money on this deal just to,
Yes, please.
Well, here's the thing, and I mean, the town kept sloppy records too, and I think, and I could tell you, I know that the Board of Health specifically, there was all kinds of things that went on, and specifically with septic systems. Alyssa, when she was here, I mean, this was not an Alyssa system, she would not have signed off and.
no, we never got that far.
On your expansion in 2007 or whatever it was.
Yeah. She was
Alyssa
just-
would never have given you an expansion, so it had to have been
Yeah, I mean, it
Okay,
doesn't matter who it
which-
was, but I know what you're saying.
which means that it's
Out of curiosity, so an expansion, I mean, if you're adding a bedroom, I understand that you have to, because your septic system is based on bedroom, not on square footage.
That's
of your
right,
home,
but wait,
Right?
anytime you do any kind of expansion
Yep.
in your house,
Still gotta come.
You do.
we have to sign, yeah, because we don't know if you're really gonna,
You're gonna build an office, or you're gonna make a bedroom
it's
out
really
of it?
gonna be a bedroom.
so
Or a
thanks
living,
for- thanks for
like,
answering
really,
the-
it should be a living space, Ken. They do it on bedrooms, I know, but, it's kind of, it should be a living space, but.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
Or in other states, it's based on how many bathrooms you have.
Bathrooms, exactly.
Not necessarily,
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's the funny thing, I can have 10 bathrooms, but if I have 2 bedrooms, it's a 2-bedroom system, even though I have 10 bathrooms.
exactly, even though you have 20 people living there. I mean,
Was there a renovation or not? I didn't understand.
The only renovation we did was not bedroom related, we added a 400 square foot man room above the garage.
But not in the, is the garage in the house or not separate from the house or?
No, it's attached, it's
Attached
attached
garage.
garage, yeah.
All right. What are our options here, or if there are any?
I mean,
Without getting this information, I mean, there needs to be it's not even a variance, because someone else is gonna buy this house as a 4-bedroom.
I mean,
Are they gonna accept it's
I
got?
would say
or
this,
is
Ken,
it-
and I think, I think it's egregious, the fact that we're
Went
just
this
now
long.
finding out now that it's a 3-bedroom septic system. The town's been assessing him
Yeah.
for how many years for a 4-bedroom? That's why we do need to look at the assessment cards. I have to say, I think we should look at the assessment
Yeah.
cards to go back to see how long that was.
Sure.
Okay?
And
Because
then
if
we'll
there could have been a point in time where it did say it was 3-bedroom, and then that would
so when and the assessment process, I mean, somebody walks through the house and they look and they go, okay, you got 4 bedrooms, so this is what we're gonna, I don't know the process, honestly.
we're just looking at your assessment cards.
Right,
We just wanna look
right,
at
but somebody's, to create that card, somebody has to do something,
They
right?
walk through post-construction prior to the occupancy or.
Yeah, see, before, when that building was built, someone
Yeah.
had to go through it.
That's, okay.
That's what we need to see.
So, maybe the solution, and I understand that you want to protect, the town and the Board of Health, is maybe you put a disclaimer in there, because now you're saying, okay, we approve this, but with this disclaimer, that it's a 4-bedroom with a 3-bedroom, with a 3-bedroom septic
a
system.
legal 3-bedroom.
Correct. And
Yeah.
maybe, and that's,
It's a
so,
legal 3-bedroom.
so
with
let the
4
buyer
bedrooms.
beware, you're telling them what it is, and now they have the option, they can say, okay, sorry, I don't want it, or I'll take it, but I
Yeah, I would
want
say,
$30,000.
I think from my point of view, I'd want it disclosed. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm buying a house, I'm like, geez, this really isn't.
Well, they're gonna.
There
get
is
copies.
4 bedrooms, you can walk in and see that there's 4 bedrooms, but the septic system is sized for 3 bedrooms. I mean,
Who gets that Title V report besides them?
would be the,
Us.
Us,
us
and
and
if somebody.
a
bought it.
mortgage company.
They have to provide it to
mortgage.
their whoever mortgage company, or whoever they're selling it to.
Right.
Yeah, that's part of
So, I
that's
mean,
part of
it's
their,
gonna come out.
it's part of their
Okay.
disclosure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why, and I don't think, I don't know.
I mean, I know he squeezed us, so we have to get that first thing, to have any argument that, it's been for and was approved with that time, with that
So this
thing from
this
day
would be the
one.
deciding factor. Are you guys going to stay in town or are you moving out of town? I'm only kidding.
We're moving to Brimfield, but I still have a
No, they're
bit,
moving out of town, I already know.
I'm moving to
it.
Brimfield, but I still have a business in town.
I know you do.
So we also, I mean, I
So
think it
you'll
would
no
be.
longer be a voter in town, correct?
I will politic
I will politic.
feverishly.
No, we're not
It
talking
would
about.
help also for our agent just to see what it is we're talking about, the lay of the land, what's going on, what the house looks like
I don't know if that's
inside.
gonna make,
And he's got
that's
the
not gonna
Title
make
V
a
right in
difference.
front of him.
It's not gonna-
Doesn't change anything for me.
It doesn't make a difference.
He's not digging up the hole.
I'm not digging the hole, I'm not, it doesn't change it. The system is working, functioning properly currently.
And it passed Title V.
Yeah, it's,
That's Titled 5.
And I know your thought about any time it could fail. So religiously, every year I pumped this system until my 2 boys moved out, and then they suggested, listen, you only have 2
Yeah,
people
they're
in the
not
house.
pumping anything out, I know.
They said you can go every 2 years. But you know, and what I did was I even went and had all the D boxes also uncovered and pumped out as well to clean it. So, I mean, I'm
I
trying
mean,
to,
there's no doubt what you've done is right. It's just,
It's just
I
very
just don't
strange.
want them to be in a position they have to sell a 3-bedroom house. I mean, because this,
Well, it is a
It's
3-bedroom
20%.
house
I
on
think,
paper,
yeah,
it
I
is.
mean, but we can't prove,
well, no, on paper, they're being taxed on a 4-bedroom house.
I know, I wonder if I'm being taxed for a 4-bedroom somewhere. Well,
Don't
you know,
start. All right,
can I tell you something? That is a fact that actually they had me down for like 4 addition, like a lot of bathrooms in my house. When I looked at the property card, and I'm like, I mean, seriously, they had me down for like 8 bathrooms at one time.
last time I was at your house, you had to use the portage on.
I mean, there was like a ton of bathrooms, and they had to correct it because I was being charged. And it didn't change my taxes, trust me.
Right now, what do we want to do tonight?
I think we should really, I'm leaning towards saying through a disclosure.
I have no problem with the non-disclosure thing.
so what is that?
But I would like to see the data when the house was built.
I think we should see that.
Yeah, if
I
that
think
thing
we
was
should see
wrong
it.
from day one, it's been
I'm trying to
wrong.
see whether or not, when the heck did it go from 3 to 4? Is
Well, did
what
it?
I'm wondering. Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, I would do
I
that.
mean, because I think, I don't know, it's like, and I'm wondering too, like, the other houses that you mentioned, they were built probably around the same time, I wonder if they're in the same boat.
Oh, so number seven next door sold 3-4 years ago. They redid their septic system.
They
You
did.
did it.
So they did that, because they had a problem. They
Okay.
So that was redone. I don't know about number 5, so.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, the worst situation is some kind of disclosure. I don't know if that hurts you selling it, but
I mean,
it is what it is.
right, I mean, I'm trying to find a path for both of us, right? I mean, if I can still market it at 4, and with the disclosure, I think that's the best
It's a
thing.
1,000 tank that's been approved for 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Well, are we approving, I mean, the Title V is what? It says 3 bedrooms.
No, it says 1,000
It's
gallons.
1,000 gallons, which means it's
Which
only
we're
good
saying
for
is
3
3 bedrooms.
Square footage of the field.
Oh, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
field, it's the field, the
Yeah.
field. It has to do with the field. They're not gonna be getting any more field, you said, unless they,
No, he's saying they'd have to come up
Other
and,
people.
there's no room to put field, is there?
I think I mean, we can't disallow that, that's what the Title V is, it's 3-bedroom. Right? That's what it is.
But the other case we have is they've been taxed as a 4-bedroom for
Yeah,
30 years.
that could be a lawsuit with the town to get your money back.
I don't think they'll ever do, I don't think they do give you money back on
Well,
stuff like that. I never got
We
my
don't
money
have
back for
that-
bathrooms.
But we don't have that initial
No.
page, so we do need that,
We
the
do need
initial
that.
page.
But wait a minute, what difference will it make if it does say
It says,
that?
because maybe they bought a 3-bedroom house, and it says that on the initial page at the town.
Well, they bought it in 96, 97?
Right.
So, and it was built in 87. So the original owner would have been the one that modified or did
I
something.
mean, yeah.
And you're gonna go give an occupancy permit after construction, when you do a walkthrough, you have to see that there's 4 bedrooms. There's no way that you cannot identify that there's 4 bedrooms on that second floor. None.
I mean, there's 4
Unless-
bedrooms, they're all on the
They're
second
all
floor?
right there. So, I mean, so,
They
I mean,
all
there's-
look
there's a-
like bedrooms. They have the
They all look
closet,
like-
window. and-
they all have,
They got, so they're bedrooms.
so, I mean, there's a lot of gaps in all of this. I mean, and it starts at the beginning, you know, if there was, the guy that built the house, if it was misleading anybody, saying, I'm putting in a 3-bedroom system, I'm gonna put in a 3 bedrooms, but he built 4 and didn't tell anybody.
You said back
He may have
then,
done, he may have done that, but then the town comes in and gives an occupancy
No, I
occupancy
agree.
permit,
And
and
I
they
mean-
go.
but it
"Wait,
was
wait, you said-
1,000 back
There
then,
was a
right?
lot of
Tank.
stuff.
In,
The tank, the field size has always been the same.
okay.
If you look at
So
it,
even if
Field
it was a 3, okay, so
Yeah.
that doesn't matter then.
It would have been the field size.
It would have been the field size. All right, I got you.
I can show you, it's just a straight pipe.
Well, it goes in,
Right.
it's
It's just a
chambers. It's a pipe in the chambers.
Yeah,
Right, a
chambers.
straight pipe with 3 chambers.
Right here.
Why?
I mean, I've never dealt with this ever.
No, I didn't.
And I'm like thinking, how do you fix this?
Really, a four-bedroom.
Other than,
Ugh.
it's completely different because I do feel like, I don't know, somebody,
Okay.
some,
Not a four-bedroom
the town
septic
screwed up.
system.
The town really screwed up.
You know what, I would actually talk to legal. I don't know about how you want to handle this.
I would say disclose it.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to disclose.
No, I know, but I mean,
You
look,
can't hide
I'm
it.
thinking this, you want, it's not a failed system. If it was a failed system, it'd be a different
We can
deal.
approve a working system.
But we're approving a system that was installed when? In 80-something?
87. Yep.
So it's kind of like, someone screwed up big time.
Would
I
town
would say.
council help us on this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, would we need to
I
do
mean,
that?
get involved in
I'm
town
thinking about
council.
it. Well,
Why?
here's the point.
What's on us?
What's on us is telling someone, we're gonna agree that you should sell something with a disclaimer saying,
What's on us is that this isn't an authentic document until you guys approve it.
yeah, that's the
If you
problem.
approve it, then you've set your own set and set a precedent and done your own set of.
That's what I'm worried
That's,
about.
that's the
And
only
that has
thing I'm
nothing to do with
looking,
you.
that's the
what
only thing
worried
I'm
about.
looking out for my
All
board
right,
that I
so,
work
so
for.
do you think that we should ask town council?
I think I know what they're gonna say, but we can
What are
ask
they gonna
them.
say? Make them fix it?
I think they're gonna tell them to reduce a bedroom or fix it, yes.
What do they, what about when the assessor says, no, it's always been a 4-bedroom? And then I would ask them, how are you going to reimburse me for
Right, I'll fix it.
How
So
many years?
I want 28 years worth of,
1 bedroom?
That's not us, but we have to start with
No,
that
no,
first
because
piece
they
of
will
paper.
have to address that too.
Yeah, but we need the first piece of paper. Was this thing a 3, and then it got was it really a 4, and we put it in as a 3?
It was designed as I mean, the.
Maybe because there was no room, and that's what they did
There's plenty of room, there's more room there,
for the field.
yeah. Now that he's saying he can't get to it, I can agree with that, there's ledge and other stuff, but there's more room to fit another chamber door, so if the guy wanted a 4, he could have done a 4, not this, the original builder. There was definitely room back there,
Reserve area is on here.
yeah,
There is a reserve area.
Yeah,
And so then,
yeah.
so there's room for it.
How the heck did we buy the house? As a 4-bedroom?
Well, that's what I'm
I mean, I
saying.
would
That's why
probably
if you
look
could
at
find
that.
your Title V.
right,
What?
they should probably
Not
look
that
at what
I
it
don't
would
have
cost to
mine.
do that,
I mean, why would I need it?
to expand.
Bank,
the
Lot
the
of,
bank
uh,
gets it.
There's a lot of slope there.
You guys have the same mortgage company and bank that you had?
oh, no, no.
Oh, you've changed, okay.
So I talked to Mark Farrell, who you probably know.
Yeah, what did
And
Mark
Mark
say?
said, negating the difficulty of moving material and getting back there, it's probably going to be between $32,000 and $40,000.
Yeah, that sounds about,
So I would say this. I would ask the town to do it. Make them fix
If
it.
we can in fact prove that they did it.
The
could
thing
ask them to do
is that your assessed value over how many years, I don't know what a 1-bedroom addition.
Addition
on-
is, yeah, I know.
For,
You
from an
can figure it
assessment,
out.
from assessed point of view, but the question really is, I don't know, like I said, I do know, I was in a situation with more bathrooms, and bathrooms add a lot of money onto your taxes too. They said there's no recourse going back, because I'm like, how do I have 10 bathrooms or whatever they had?
Well, here's the other thing, how do they sell a 4-bedroom and say it's 3? 4 makes a difference for a family who wants to
does.
buy it. I mean, the 4 bedroom's the winner.
It makes a big difference.
It does,
from-
it gives
from
you a whole different group of people who will look at the house.
Absolutely.
Comps are totally different.
Yeah, I mean, and that's big money. I don't think we can make a decision here tonight on this.
I would
Honestly.
ask, okay, so if you have an opportunity to talk to town council or to get access to town council, tell them the situation and ask if we could say, if they disclose it, whatever, as that,
And see if it goes as a
I know,
4-bedroom
yeah.
with a
I'll talk to
disclosure.
the town administrator tomorrow and see if.
Yeah, can you
if we
start
can,
with
because
that?
I don't know how we would do this.
Yeah, and I kind of,
Explain to them that they bought it in 96.
Yeah, it's been
It
many,
was,
many
it was,
years.
and it was Title V then.
it was done in 87, so there was a Title V done. And then we have to do the research on the property card. Because if they've always had that as a 4-bedroom, and that's a septic for a 3-bedroom, somebody royally messed up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a Title V, and.
Yeah, when it was first,
In
when they bought it.
96, there was a Title V.
Correct.
They would
Look
have
at it.
had,
Ask them. I
they
don't
would
know.
have had one
I mean, to
done.
buy a house, you have
All I
to,
have is what's in there. I don't know.
But we don't have it.
No, this is all we have in that file.
We don't have the Title V from,
And
They-
for that far back, it's a pretty good file from 87.
The fact that there is a file from
There's a
87.
fan-
87 is a big deal, that you're lucky you found the first
These
lease.
folks would definitely would have had one done.
Right, or they
because
couldn't buy the
bought
house.
it with a mortgage company, which would have required them to have a Title V.
Correct.
Yep.
That's why I said
that would
The
tell us
bank
a lot, that Title
possibility
V.
would have it, but if you've,
3 years.
I don't know, it was Bank of Boston, so, which is gone now. It went to
They're not around. That answers
Fleet
that.
to Bank of America, so, I mean, you think your records are bad? Try and find
yeah,
out.
right, try to get something from them, I agree. So I don't know, Ken. I would say that we probably need some more guidance. We're probably not gonna be able to make a decision tonight.
Title V.
If you wanna put it on the market, I would say,
You gotta watch.
there's 4 bedrooms, legal,
Well,
three,
eight rooms.
septic
No,
system
8
for.
rooms.
Yeah,
Put down rooms,
put
don't
down
put
how
down
many rooms
bedrooms
you have.
maybe. But it's,
No, because they do it by bedrooms.
I mean, if you talk to council, and I know you're saying that, because the recommendation is, yes, it passes, but it's gotta be approved by the Board of Health. The language that you give to council is gonna be very important, to say, listen, we want to approve it, but we want to approve it with consideration, or with a disclaimer. Because now it takes it off of your back, right?
Yeah.
and we also wanna be in a
Well, see,
position
that's what I'm
that
thinking.
when
If it-
we
if
do
it was
something that comes
disclaimed-
back, that everybody wants to do it.
That is a good thing, Ken, to find out if they do a disclaimer. I mean, it's not a failed system,
No,
which is
it's not.
our primary concern.
That's a real positive.
That's our primary concern is failed systems.
Correct.
I mean, undersized, oversized, whatever kind of size systems they are, if they're not failed, that means they're working. And the big mess up between the assessment, because that's what I asked Ken to do, is find out from the assessor if you guys were being assessed for a 4-bedroom, or what did they have you down for? And they have you down as a 4-bedroom.
Far back as 2010 is a 4-bedroom. She's gonna go look for the other stuff on Thursday when she's down in the.
So
in the
I'm wondering
archives, so.
how far back they had it as a 4-bedroom. Because the 3, that's just really
don't know
messed
that,
up.
honey.
Okay, but I think that's the move. We're gonna have to talk to legal. You don't wanna,
I mean, we
before
can,
we
we
say to
can
put
let
a
you,
disclaimer, I just wanna
we
put a
can let you know
disclaimer that
as soon
doesn't
as
start a
we hear
trend.
something.
Well,
Because if they
that's the
advise us
thing.
that we could go ahead and say, okay.
The difference between this, and I'm letting you guys know, the difference between this and what's happened for the previous 30 years
Yeah.
is, for this to be valid, you now have to vote on it and ratify it. That's a difference, is that you're
Yeah.
taking a stance so that's the only difference. And regardless of being screwed over by assessors or
Yeah, no, I know.
building department or whatever else, whenever they approved all this stuff,
I would say it's such a unique, I mean, and I've been on this board since 2008.
I haven't seen, and I was hoping it was gonna come back as part of the 150% design block of stuff when because we had that period of time where
I
we
can
did
say
those.
we've never seen
Yeah.
this.
So I took a snapshot of the print, and I sent it to Mark to see.
He was hoping the same thing,
But,
right?
yeah, but he said, based on what he sees, it's
no.
not 150%.
No, it's not. There's only like 10 square feet more than what the design requirement is, which is,
Right.
there was a period of time we had a local regulation that mandated 150% design. So when an extra bedroom shows up now, or there's expansion, I can go back and look at those and go, oh, sure, have your engineer certify it, but it sure looks like there's enough space for another bedroom to fit this because of what our old design criteria was.
Yeah.
We nixed that in 2016, but a lot of those houses that were built from whatever it was, 2001 till that period of time, has that huge space in there, so
2016.
that's when you revoked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Title V, that was in 2016?
Your local reg, yeah.
Okay, I
changed
thought
the
it was
logos.
later, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, we changed the local.
All right, so I don't know if we could give you guys the decision
Doesn't
tonight.
sound like you can, but, I mean, and
I think you know the way we kind of feel about
Feel
it,
about it, but I
I-
just wanna, it's to put a disclaimer in and that we're backing it without at least talking to legal.
I would say it's passed. It's passed. So you have a Title V that's passed.
For three
For
bedrooms.
a three-bedroom.
Right.
And
For a
I
three-bedroom,
mean,
this house was designed as a four.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
I mean, this is-
four-bedroom with a
I mean,
three.
because you can't say for a three-bedroom without finishing that sentence.
Oh,
where it was
agreed.
designed-
All right, what's the, do you have any idea what the comp difference is from a 3 to a 4?
Probably about 60,
Substantial.
like $60,000.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, 'cause now you
Oh, no,
got a
I'm
family-
believing it,
it's a
completely
family
believing it.
with
That's
two
why I'm
kids,
asking.
Because the other side of it is, a three-bedroom, we looked at some comps, a three-bedroom, most of them are around 2,100 square feet, because you don't have the other size rooms.
Oh, your place is massive.
So when you go with,
Yeah.
now, when you go, you say I got a three-bedroom, but it's, 28 or 2,900 square feet, you look at a three-bedroom, and they're all 21.
Yeah.
And that's the, and people are thinking three-bedroom, they're not looking at square footage, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And to your point, you said,
If you have kids and
it
you
brings you,
want
brings you
boys
to
and
another
girls, yeah,
spot
I mean,
with 4 bedrooms,
that's
right?
why I got a 4-bedroom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny, but, yeah, if they just said, like, this house is a 2,500 square foot house, opposed to, like, cut it up any way you want to, you know?
Can't
But the
do-
first question is, how many bedrooms are there?
Yeah, it is. There's no way around
And
it.
then how many bathrooms? Those are the next two questions you get.
Yeah. I would say,
All right.
if you guys were staying in town, we might have been. Kidding.
You might be able to squeeze you in.
Wow.
No, 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 I'm
Did you get
kidding.
that in the,
Might as well have that to put in
I
minutes.
know you're kidding, I know you're kidding.
I think what we can do, but as soon as
But
we
you're-
get something, we can get it. When do you
You
leave?
want to put it on the market in July, right?
So, right, so, I mean, we're right, we're very close, right? I mean, she's probably gonna put on the market, yeah, probably right around the 9th or the 10th, when we get, because we get back on the 3rd, and, there's a bunch of stuff that we gotta get done.
Yeah.
But it was gonna be the first week or so of July, so,
I mean, hopefully we might have
I
something.
would actually put down 3/4 bedroom.
I would.
I would market it as a 4-bedroom and disclose, I mean, if I want to get it going,
outta here.
get the ball going, I would still market it as 4 bedrooms and then saying, the Title V is passed, but it's only sized for a 3-bedroom.
I don't have any problem making that
I mean,
disclaimer.
if you really have to do it, I agree. I would do that.
I mean, and
We're not involved
that's
in
on
that.
you guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're not-
But you're still gonna pursue getting.
We're still
Yeah,
going
oh,
to
yeah,
pursue,
we
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
are.
Well,
We'll talk to tomorrow.
But I mean,
talk to-
I don't think that would really stop you from being able to
Yeah.
put it on the market, honestly.
Okay. All right, again, thanks for
Thank you very
thank you.
fitting us in at the last minute, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem.
Thanks, Ken.
Live and learn, huh?
I love leaving you with that one, huh?
That is a new one, man.
Yeah, it's never, ever come up before. That has never come up.
All right, have a good night, guys, thank you.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
Are you going to bring back sausages? Is that why we're going to Italy?
I'm getting fresh stuff in tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Where you headed?
Oh, for Italy, Tuscany.
Nice.
Oh,
For 7 days, and then the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
A bunch of ceramics.
Nice.
My friend has a studio there, so we're gonna go get some more ceramics up.
Good going. Nice trip.
nice. I love that area.
Yeah,
It's so
bring some
beautiful.
wine back. We can trade. I just got back from Porto, so we can do a wine tasting.
Portugal?
Yeah.
I'm interested on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to visit, we're visiting 3 of our mentors that we.
Nice.
See some new stuff that they have out.
Nice, it's a business trip and pleasure.
Light off is what it is.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
already cleared it with my accountant.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Have a great time. We'll talk to
Doc.
you when you, we'll put it on the agenda for the 9th. Is that all right?
We hear something earlier, we'll let you know.
If you want to formalize it for the 9th, that's fine, but if you hear something a little bit.
Yeah, we'll put it on the agenda for the 9th.
Okay.
And then,
enjoy some time in Italy.
yeah, have a
Yeah.
good time.
Do that.
All right,
See
see you
ya.
guys.
It's after 8. I got things to do. Let's
Is there
go.
anything else, Ken? Or can we close the meeting? We have Office Charlton Coalition. Is there anything you want to bring up?
So we hired offer was made to a part-time person. We hired one, so
Jamie
Jamie
Rice.
Rice will be starting as a part-time inspector come July 1st.
Okay.
That's a bonus. We still have advertising out for full-time inspector. But But we're really looking, I think, and the feeling of the coalition is to wait till we get somebody that's qualified, not trying to.
Really?
Oh, look at that,
That's
huh?
pretty interesting to
Yeah,
get
right.
someone qualified for change.
Well, so we have, I think the nice,
Didn't want the-
I think the nice thing is we have a super qualified person doing part-time, so I think her part-time work will
Well, yeah.
offset what we had for a full-time person before.
Just so you know, Jamie Rice used to actually be our inspector, and then she moved away,
To,
Georgia, and then she
Yeah,
came
so our
back.
part-time
Now she's
inspector that we
back.
hired has previous experience with us, which is nice.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
So that's awesome.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lucky to find her, but-
we're all,
Back.
everybody in the coalition's happy about this hire, so.
Good.
Great.
Outside of that, a little bit of landfill recycling stuff on the budgetary side. We've got some items that are either fully spent or coming down to zero. I think that we've accounted for everything that's coming in or what our plans are, and between that, and because we didn't get to do the bulldozer and the grading at the landfill because of the change in personnel, we had an extra $8,000 or $10,000 there, so we're going to use the pay-as-you-throw money to offset the leachate.
The leachate cost.
Yeah, because we've had, you guys know how much rain we've had in a year.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that translates into leachate costs.
right.
So, I think with using the pay-as-you-throw money, we worked with Laura and we've dug through a lot of stuff. We don't think we're gonna have to go for a reserve fund
Transfer.
transfer if we do this. So, as it stands right now, I'm hoping for no reserve fund transfer through the end of the fiscal year.
Great.
That's the plan. If it changes, I'll be in touch with you guys, but right
Okay.
now, that's what we're looking for.
Did you want to bring up about the personnel down there? Something about, not a personnel issue, about hiring someone?
I think at some point, since we're doing, and we're increasing the pay-as-you-throw, part of that was to be able to use this money towards working in around the landfill. I think we should be discussing, last time we met with Barbara and Robin, they suggested we look for hiring or posting on the equipment side, because, Heather was having an issue. I think we should hire on the laborer side,
No, I agree.
and see if we can't hire
Because
somebody
we don't have
that,
anyone to do that.
I think if we should look at, see if we can sit in front of personnel, get a job description for somebody that's for whatever it's gonna be, 10 or 16 or
I
18
don't think
hours a
we need to
week.
go to personnel. We already have job descriptions for that.
We don't, just for picking trash and stuff, and the
Well,
landfill
I
stuff.
wouldn't just keep it as a trash picker. I think.
No, but I think
should
it would be a laborer for that landfill. So my personal feeling, I think
But
we
I
should
think
come
they
up
could
with a
also be used
position.
at the recycle center as well, Ken. I think we could do a job description that has, utilize them in both places if we have to.
Either
And pay
way-
them- And pay them out of the pay-as-you-throw money.
Either way, I think we need to go and do a job description with it. Rather hybridize it and then get it passed, and then I think we should think about,
Because the guys that we have right now that are working at the recycle center are also picking trash when they get a chance to or whatever, so
When they
that's
feel like,
not really
yes.
in their job description to pick trash, is what I'm saying.
oh, I know, and we're not getting the hours we need to keep up with the stuff down there,
Well,
so,
yeah, because
yeah.
they're doing other jobs too.
Hmm.
So,
They're not picking it up.
Right,
Well,
we've offered extra hours and they're not picking
people
them
don't
up.
want to pick trash.
No. no.
Yeah,
Well, that's because it's not being compacted and all of that, right?
No, it has to do with a lot of other things,
it has to do with some things that,
operations.
operations, yeah.
We can't talk about.
We talked about it before.
We talked about, yeah, I wouldn't do
about
it.
the issues that we have with the sloping and everything else, and about the personnel that were working down there, and some of the
The equip-
openings that appeared.
Yeah, the equipment operators weren't doing it because they didn't want to pick trash on, because they're equipment operators, and, you know, there's regular trash picking that has to happen, plus there was a variety of other trash that didn't get picked, and we used up all the labor that we had. So, we don't have laborers coming up from DPW right now to help out the way they used to. So, we need to come up with laborers to do,
I don't understand what picking trash, what do you mean picking trash?
Blown trash.
when blown trash.
We don't have blown trash. I mean, we're not supposed to have blown trash, right?
Every landfill has blown trash.
Every landfill has blown trash, even when it's properly, something's gonna pop up, a bird's gonna pull it out and let it, you know, collect it and do whatever.
Yeah, they all, that's why we have trash fences.
You went down to look at the soil and took his stuff. John gave you a tour down there. There was windblown trash.
It was blown trash.
Yeah, yeah.
That has to get picked up.
But he was describing how we need to, like, do more fill and cover and so forth. That was his approach to it.
Yeah, and we kind of,
Fixed that situation.
yeah.
We did?
We remedied John's attitude.
We made the decision to work in this other area until we actually get the surveying done.
And
And
then
not
go
to
to
touch
that-
that
don't
other
touch that.
area that he's talking about adding more material to. That's what we said at our last meeting. He wasn't here.
That's
No.
right.
Wasn't here.
Oh, you weren't here at that meeting?
Okay.
Okay.
So we're putting the fill somewhere else now?
No.
For the trash, we're putting somewhere else. Yes, we're in this, in the landfill, but not in the
The
back part.
area
where
that
they're going.
John thought that was an issue, as far as the slope goes and to add more sand
Sand
slash glass, the engineer we actually had on the phone, okay, during the meeting, and basically the discussion was, we're not gonna touch that area that he has the concern about sliding down, it being unsafe, blah, blah, blah. We don't want you to work in that area then, at all. The unsafe area is a no-go. Because we have enough space right now in the go area to operate in until we get our survey done, so that we know we're gonna be redoing the survey, and that's when we'll have all the sloping and all that stuff done. So John doesn't have to worry about the area that he feels is unsafe and wanting to use more sand versus glass. And, you know, between the engineer and everybody was down there at the same time, John just reverted back to what he was thinking before. And, you know, so we're basically taking that worry away from John completely. And we're just using the glass, the 90 to 10 ratio like we talked about
Oh,
before.
90 to 10, okay.
90 to 10,
9 to
right?
10.
And the engineer is our consultant, or?
Yep.
Yes, that's our engineer.
That's
our
what he said.
consulting- Yeah.
That's what he gave us,
yes.
that's what he gave us from the get-go. John's
Yeah.
the one who modified it.
John's concerned about the slope issues. The slope issues were created because of some of the other issues that went on down there when DPW were going through different people and all
Okay,
the different
yeah, it
turnover.
wasn't-
That created the problems that we have there right now with the slopes. Okay? So,
We're not touching them, that's it. Bottom line, we're not touching those slopes.
we're not
Until we get
touching the
it. That's
slopes,
it.
and, yeah, because
We're
we,
just gonna go to the top, build the top, but
no.
No, he's gonna place the fill on the western side of the landfill that he's gonna fill, or I can't say he's gonna fill, DPW is gonna fill and continue to fill that section until we get the new survey done and we can figure out what our slopes are and where we have to correct, and then work on permitting for that correction.
because we did have a survey, what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? That was two?
Yep.
That was like optimistic. If we did a few things, we got years ahead, whatever.
Yep,
15.
we still have years ahead, we have some things that we need to correct as well.
Corrections
actually.
on the slopes.
So
Yeah.
we didn't actually fulfill that evaluation from 2 years ago.
No, nope, we're not done there. So the next survey coming through is gonna let us know where we're at, what our fill rates look like in this 2-year period.
Sorry. This is a garbage call too.
That's
Sorry.
pretty loud. My goodness.
Going deaf besides.
That's,
Silent. Yeah, I had this on loud. Sorry.
So,
Just silent it.
we have another survey coming this summer.
okay.
When that comes
It's a
back, we're gonna
garbage
know
column,
what we
no
filled,
widgets.
where we're at, and what we have for the slopes on the southerly side, and what we need to do to correct those.
If there's any questions, we decided that they could put a cone down the area for where we want them to.
Yeah, making it pretty easy.
Yeah, like this is where we want you to put the trash. There's a cone there.
Yeah. put some cones there. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Hopefully it
I
gets
forgot you
that
weren't
done.
at that meeting. Sorry about
Wasn't
that.
there.
So that's
Sorry,
why you
yeah.
had the questions. Any other questions? Any other concerns?
So, Ken had written to us about ARPA funding.
Oh, yeah, we have, there's still about $50,000 worth of ARPA money that we have in our, control was put aside for COVID nursing. The ARPA committee has reached out and asked what we would like, if we're still gonna be using it, and if we're not gonna be using it, if we can relinquish it.
What else can we use it for, Ken?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, there's
Nursing?
only certain things you can use it for.
Do you have a?
Oh,
a
us,
listing?
what we have it appointed for is just our nursing stuff. What they can use it for outside of that is, it's gotta go back to the committee.
It's gonna go back to the committee, right?
You have to then give it back, so we can't use it for, I mean,
Just
we don't
can't.
have any more nursing stuff to use it for.
Not with COVID, no, that's, I think we're wrapped
So,
up.
so then we would turn the 50,000 back to the committee?
Yep, the only other thing that you could possibly do is hold on to it for a little bit if you think that the H5N1 is going to be of a concern, and we can work towards that, but I don't know if that's enough of,
Bird flu?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing of concern, but not next month or,
They'll probably give you bird flu money. They'll probably have bird flu money coming.
Yeah, don't worry, there'll be
yeah,
millions.
there'll be some other money.
We're hoping, right? So yeah, on my
We're
side, I don't
hoping it
know
doesn't
if we don't have that to use it,
Are
and
we still on the ARPA committee or not?
I resigned after my diagnosis, because I didn't have time and
Oh,
to do
right,
that.
so we
The
need
ARPA
to get
committee-
back, we
the
need to get back on the committee, whether that be, if you don't want to do it anymore, someone needs to get back on that committee, because we're not being represented now.
Mm-hmm.
And we really didn't use any, I mean, I forget how many people got ARPA money, but a lot of people got ARPA money.
Yeah,
We didn't use our ARPA money for anything for the Board of Health at all.
we get
Other than nursing, what else?
tents.
The tents.
Yeah, we got a few bucks out.
I mean,
A few bucks.
that's nickels and dimes.
What?
iPads.
And an iPad.
Yeah, but that's
two
still
iPads.
nickel and dimes.
Oh, yeah, completely nickel and dimes. That was under $10,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah, so, and we have 50,000.
There's a little over 50 grand still in our nursing
Who
fund.
sent you that, Robert?
How onerous is
No,
this?
the ARPA committee.
Which
Often
is
do they
headed
meet?
by,
It's got.
Diane
okay.
Trasso or
Yeah,
I
yeah, she used
forgot.
to be
Sorry for
planning
getting
board.
it. Yep.
Diane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So, how often do they meet? What's the,
They meet as needed, but I think they've been meeting, they used to meet monthly. I think they went to quarterly. So they got another meeting coming up sometime here.
okay,
Well,
I
Ken,
can
I
go if
think-
it's one meeting or two.
But I think it's during the daytime, and Ken was on it. Do you?
Yeah, no, they
have
met
a-
at night.
Huh?
They met at night.
Oh, they did meet at night.
Yeah, they met at night.
Oh, okay. Are you opposed to being back on it?
Well, if he's not ready
I
to
mean,
be
do we
on-
have anything we want for the money? That's
Well, I
the
mean-
bottom.
Oh,
There's a
yes.
lot of things
There's
that
a lot
we-
of things, yes, I mean.
Yes,
we'll-
I mean, the problem is that we're not being represented on that committee,
Yeah.
and the money was really set aside for health.
Well, then find out when the next,
Stuff.
either me or you or someone will go. Tell them you want somebody from the Board of Health at the next meeting, that's all.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I can ask town administrator if we can. get
Yeah,
somebody
just say
for you.
when the next, because they all, every
Just say,
department.
I resigned, and I.
Because of
and-
what
and
happened,
The Board of
yeah.
Health never was replaced. And it's the same thing that happened with the,
I'm on next, I want to get to that. I'll be appointed next Monday. The
Okay.
betterment.
And if-
Betterment.
Betterment?
I
Okay.
tell you, we can pick up a quick 20 grand here. In money.
Well,
Just need a list for things.
Things, we got to figure out what we want to do for
Things
things.
that, you know, I mean, I looked at what got approved this year. I mean, there's blowers and snow removal equipment. I mean, it's pretty wide open.
Right.
it's for health, safety.
Now, what the hell, I don't know what the name anymore
I think
is.
you need to give us the parameters of what it could be used for.
Well, let me, there's everything from sidewalks, or sidewalk
That's
maintenance.
because that's for maintenance, for the beautification.
Okay, okay. Recreation got, water treatment money for Cedar Lake.
Yep.
A Great Ponds Weed and Safety Program was 20 big ones.
That's also for, beautification
Well,
and for,
that came out of betterment.
yeah. But safety, like, so the overtime that I noticed that is given to the police,
That's for a
that
local thing.
overtime, I'm thinking that when we do stuff on the common, which we do
Yeah, I
a
mean,
lot
it-
on the common, we should be able to have money out of the betterment opposed to
I mean,
us
this-
paying it out of our.
This farmer's market got 3,000. What that's for, I have no idea.
That's to pay
That's
someone
what I'm
to do
saying.
it.
So we
No,
could
I think
figure
that's-
out- we
that's
can
paying
definitely-
someone to do the farmer's market thing, isn't it?
So I'll find out after Monday, I think, when the first meeting is that I can go to.
Okay.
And
They
Linda
don't
found
meet,
out.
they don't meet that often.
I know.
But
So
once
you
you-
gotta
once you-
be, yeah, but you gotta be at the first ones, or you don't get a chance to get money.
Yeah, so figure that out and
I'm
figure out,
telling you.
Yeah, well, the
figure out what
thing
the
is,
criteria is, and then we can,
had I
we can
not
come up
read
with
that we
something.
were supposed to be
Yeah,
on
she did
it,
find out, I didn't even
Yep.
know we had a spot.
yeah.
And I went to
that's-
Robin about it, and she said, nobody ever told me that, but we'll put you on. I said, all right.
So Doc, so you wanted to do the ARPA one if this is open?
Yeah. I'll do it.
Okay.
I will talk to Robin, I gotta see her, I gotta talk to her tomorrow or Thursday
We
to
need
take
to be
care of,
represented on all of these different committees, because that's when they're talking about,
And the money just flows. I mean,
yeah.
well, yeah, and we're not getting any on our board. And then we can discuss the things that we want to put on there
Yes.
for ARPA or
Good.
from Betterment.
betterment, okay.
I'm thinking overtime for, I don't know what you would call it, but we definitely have, when we had to send Trish out, when you were gone, or whatever, blah, 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 for all the different events on the town
You got, you
common.
know what, you need to do it, see, look, fire department got special events overtime, $9,000.
Well, that's what we.
And they kind of, that was for the bonfire, so somebody stood there to
Yeah,
hear it
yeah,
burnt.
well, we go and do all the inspections.
Here's the
That's what I
kicker.
mean, there's things we can work up here.
Right, so I covered on Sunday, I don't get paid for that.
Okay.
So on the overtime, when there's no overtime, there's nothing,
Yeah.
there's
But
so,
we can specifically get money for certain events.
We should,
I just gotta be able to explain it, that's all.
okay. Any
Right.
other questions, anything else?
looks like it's rolling
Make
up.
I make a motion to close at
Okay.
8:26.
All in favor? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, do this again.
There we go.
There we go. We're all set.